Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, give our praise, honor, and glory.
Hashem Yahushua B'Hashur HaKadosh.
Come on, see the elders and apostles, the great girls from who will, and much peace, safety, and blessings to hopefully elect throughout the four winds with the truth and sincerity and diligence. Here you have it, man. Great girls from the Louisiana camp coming back again with another lesson. As well with special guests. Brother from Great Mills from Las Vegas camp. Through the spirit, man, we just gonna get into a brief lesson and ultimately, do what we was commanded, man, is what edify the flock. How about you not shy? And ultimately, give that great exhortation to the elect. All right, because the time that we're approaching, man, you're gonna need that exhortation. You're gonna need that extra proof, that push, so to say. Which ultimately it goes into us. Letting you know the good gospel, which is the good news, and the things that we have for to look to come. We're just jumping to a second Thessalonians, the second chapter. From the top, just let the Spirit do what it do. Somebody open the reader, right?
The book of Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 1 says, "Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him."
That's right. We'll just, start right there, for a quick moment. By our gathering to him, because ultimately, when you look around today, amongst the body, man, this whole body that Yahweh Shai has orchestrated, when you go to 1 Corinthians 12 chapter, it lets it be known that, guess what, we've been gathered together through the Spirit for what? To push out this same edification amongst the body. All right? Yahweh Shai, that we needed those brothers to what? Give us that extra push. That's why he set up the elders and the apostles. To ultimately what? Make that straight and narrow path, man. And place before us to where we can walk right in. The scripture that we enter into another man's labor. That's right after the apostles, man. So ultimately for our betterment, and by us walking that same straight and narrow path, the brothers that come, latter in, within those last second of time, they're gonna ultimately be instructed the same way that we was instructed.
That's the instruction of the opinion.
Yep.
So, if I may just quickly expound on it, just to say that this thing is built so that other men can pick up, because it says that we know in part and prophesy in part, so other men pick up with the understanding in other places, and we all piece it together as a body comes together. Okay, all for the furtherance and insurance of gaining salvation.
Right. That's why I tell you, Revelation the 7th chapter. Hurt not the trees, none of these things until what the elect is sealed. But that's one of the main things that was put in this. And it was giving us that great warning. We beseech you, brother. When you go to Romans 9, that's those same brothers that was what ultimately granted the promises, the covenants, the glory. So this is why those brothers are giving you that extra push. Ultimately they're warning and telling you, look, for this reason have we been gathered together.
Verse 2, it says that ye be not soon shaken in mind.
That's right. That ye be not soon shaken in mind. All right, because before we can basically physically put our hands on everything that the kingdom is and everything that's going to be granted to us, guess what, man? Brothers get Acts 14 and 22.
Yep.
I got
one to that too.
All right, come. Be not soon shaken in mind. It's going to be a whole lot of hell, and ultimately all of these things are going to give us agonizing moments before we can be led into the kingdom, until we can possess the kingdom. So it's ultimately going into what? This hardship that comes with it. Brother, grab 2 and 7 too.
That's what I got.
Oh, kind of spirit. Got it.
Now you want the
Acts first?
Acts.
Brothers already got it.
14:22.
This is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Tribulation. We're gonna go through a lot of trouble. We're gonna go through a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of trying situations, and we have to prove that we're gonna use wisdom every time, and that no matter what what's the word for the tribulation that we come against, that we not move from our faith in Yahweh Shai. Because everything that's coming is going to try us. That's why I said through much tribulation. You got it.
And like the scripture says in Sirach 27 chapter, the furnace proved the potter's vessel, so the trial of man is in this region. So the Lord is going to put these basically these obstacles and these trials and tribulations, these tests, basically to see how you reason with it, man.
Right.
You know? Well, I mean,
You gonna use wisdom or not?
Kinda.
Right.
you know, because ultimately you have to apply these things, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
rather than just speaking about it, man.
You would also
You know,
Be not,
Sleep, it's 12 o'clock
The
a.m.
rules of the word, man. But real quick, out of precept, this is Psalms 112, and I'm gonna start at this is one of my favorite scriptures. I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "Surely we shall not be moved forever. Right shall be everlasting."
actually knows what moves you.
Come on.
You know, the Lord, He created you. He knows what your reigns within the reasoning of your mind. You know, so the Lord knows exactly what to put you up against to see, and ultimately, because this is one thing about Yahweh Shema Shah, the Lord knows what we can overcome. That's why He puts us through that situation. You know, all the Lord really wants us to be within our inner mind, our inner self.
It should ultimately trust in Him. That's like 1 Corinthians, man.
And he said you glory in our infirmity.
Kind
Right.
You know. But it has some more. It says let me see. I'm gonna start over. 112 and Psalms 112 and 7 it says, "He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord, man." You know?
Fixed.
Kind
Yeah, somebody-
Which
says
goes
fix
into basically really set upon.
Kind
And who set our minds to be fixed upon Yahweh Shema Shah? Yahweh Shema Shah.
Yeah.
You know, it was set up from the foundations of the earth that what the elect wasn't gonna be gone. They weren't gonna be deceived. You know, it's putting there if it were possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
That's why he said in
Yeah.
Romans 2 that their enemies for your sake.
Right.
When you go down, when you read down, he say, for the election,
Concerning the gospel.
concerning the gospel, he won't change who he chosen.
Yeah,
Right.
yes,
And,
sir.
and they won't move. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
About word, because when you read down at Thessalonians, it's a bunch of word.
God.
Yep.
It says, how did he say it? He said, gifts of Yahweh Shema Shah without repentance.
Yeah, that's what
You
he
know,
said.
so the
yeah.
Lord isn't going to go back and change His word or who He set up to basically reign within their stead. Man. Israel has always been the Lord's portion. So
Yeah.
the Lord said, well, I'm the same yesterday, today, tomorrow, forever.
Yeah, I got one for you. Real
All right.
quick.
You had a different one now?
Yeah, the definition. It says it's the word fix. It goes back to H3559 and it goes back to the word kum. It says to be firm, to be stable, to be established.
To be established. So it's showing you that what this movie of ours has ultimately been rigged.
Yeah.
But for righteousness' sake.
Yeah.
You know, even from the beginning. This movie of ours has been rigged already.
Yeah.
And it's nothing nobody can do. When you look into how Edom constructs things within the NFL world, the basketball world,
Okay.
you know they taking payoff. You know, hey LeBron, we're gonna pay you to kick their ass. That's what the Lord doing. The Lord, like the brother made a good reference. We are working for that same penny, but the Lord has instilled in us, hey, y'all kick ass with these, kick Esau ass with these videos. Guess what? They just gonna take it down. I control them though. I'm by them taking it down, I'm letting y'all know y'all doing what's right.
Yeah.
You know?
And at the same time, you know, he gonna have you pushing, he gonna have us pushing the word doing his will, and he gonna have the heathen come up against you. Have 2/3 come up against you.
Yep.
But it's all gonna make you better. You know, and I had a precept real quick. Oh, you had some on that? It's a lot.
Now that was it.
That was it. Real quick. This is Job 23, and it says, it's basically describing how the Lord works. This verse 9, it says, on the left hand, where he doth work. So you have the right hand side, you have the left hand side. The Lord is controlling both sides.
Yep.
Right? It said, but watch what it says. It says, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him.
Yep.
You see, so that's just showing the power of the Lord.
He everywhere.
He everywhere. He's doing all things.
That reminds me of in Romans 1 where it says through basically it's talking about through the wickedness and the judgment of the wicked is how we know that the Most High is right.
Yeah.
But we don't know him on the good side because it just looks like everything's all good.
Yeah.
But when you do something bad, they know those are the evil doers and the wicked. They know when they get paid back on that though, because they know, damn, that it came on mine. I should have done that shit. Yep.
Even with us on the right hand side, telling the proper just man know when he's slipping. You know, so you be looking for that judge. You be like, oh shit,
I
no.
don't care something.
Yeah, it be your conscience too.
That be your conscience, bro, because you know that you're wrong.
And that's a bad thing too. You know, they get on Jake. You let your conscience get on you, that shit get to beat you up.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why I say, well, they're not just saying what you know. Don't let your conscience constantly kick your
because
ass.
that's what the scripture say, a broken heart, bring sorrow and it just lead you down. You know?
Yeah.
Also said 2 Corinthians 14:14. It says, let go from thee mortal thoughts.
Right.
You know, cast aside this weak nature, man.
Yeah.
You know, let's not let that, beat you down. You know?
That's exactly what it's gonna do.
Mhm.
Because you keep in mind, even within this chapter, that's why in verse 2, we still that says, be not shaking in your mind. You see, so it all plays around full circle.
Yeah.
The main thing that Yahweh Shem Yahshua is it building. That's why I said what physical exercise is properly
Yeah.
bodily
Exercise.
exercise. The Lord really wants to increase your mind through these times.
Yeah, because that's what control everything.
That's control your whole mind.
That determines everything.
You can lift out on your arms all you want, but if your mind weak, you just got big arms and they're not useful for you.
You're not profitable.
And they also say, though I die daily, though I die, my spirit is renewed daily.
Yeah.
Basically, your spirit will make you refreshed and new every day.
Yeah.
Because you know you in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you got more work to go,
Yeah.
and the course ain't over.
I'm gonna read verse 10 because we wanted to basically what the Lord is also instilling in us, and is to have a ready and be a man. What he told Job, and that's why I'm reading it, because Job was actually an example of what the elect
Yeah, that's the spiritual example of what the elect is.
and that's why when you read in, I believe it's in Hebrews, it tells you, it mentions the integrity of Job. It says, it mentions the integrity of Job, and it says, we have known the ending of our Lord.
That's
So,
fire.
how
Because
Yahweh went out and what he went through.
Because by us reading it, it puts us in a mindset of knowing.
Yeah.
Which that's why we have what go out and you have you have Yahweh, you have what the testimony, which is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah.
So we telling you people our prophecy, but one thing we must keep in mind, we know what's gonna happen at the end.
Yeah.
Just like whenever we read the book of Job, we saw his latter ending.
Yeah.
It's spiritual to our latter
And
ending.
he knew his letter ended.
Yep.
He said, because when she said, curse the Most High and die, he said, well, what good is that going to do for us?
Yep.
Oh, shall we not receive bad on the hand of the Lord? So he knew this ending.
That's why
You know,
when
and
you
he
go
said,
to
so like, now you got it.
I was gonna say that's why when you go to the latter chapter, he say, "Shit, I'm gonna see my Lord. I'm gonna see my Lord."
Yeah.
That's in this time, bro.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen in this time. So that lets you know. And then once you go down further chapter, what happened? He was increased.
Yeah.
Notice after he saw the Lord, then he got that increasement in the end. You know, like the Lord like to put little specks in there. You know, and then you see the latter end, like, oh shit, well, wouldn't he a representation of us?
Yeah.
You know,
His
that's exactly how we're gonna his
His
suffering.
suffering, Israel having what those wounds cover their whole body, being sick.
Yep.
But if it wasn't for the elect, it would be nothing, right? Because the Lord said, "What for them without you will not be made perfect."
Right.
Right? I'm gonna finish this. Verse 10. It says, "But he knew the way that I take." So the Lord knew the integrity and the faithfulness in Job. So that, like you was going into, and the reason we bring this out, because it said it's going to be established. Be not weary, moved in your mind. This is the things that was passed down to us, so that we can't be moved. Because his whole purpose of saying that ye be not shaken in mind is because we had already told you that you shouldn't be moved by these afflictions, because you yourself know that you're appointed thereunto. The whole point is to give exhortation. That's why we're gathering together. Because the scriptures tell you what exhort each other while today is called today, lest it be in any of you a faith of unbelief and departed from the Most High. Right?
Which letting it be known, all these words from Genesis all the way to Revelation, they're for the elect's benefit.
Yeah.
You know, it's ultimately instilling us to let us know, like, bro, no matter what, you're gonna make it out. Israel gonna be established on earth. Even when it gets to parts in Revelation where it says, "For some of the elect gonna be beheaded, we're gonna become mortals." Guess what? We still win.
Yeah.
No matter within Job. That's why he say what? No matter where I go, Lord, you know my range.
Yeah.
You know the path I would take.
In the end, guess who he saw? The Lord.
Yep.
He saw the Lord in the end. Guess what? Lord, you knew I was gonna get through this shit. So that's why you getting that exhortation out. You know, that's why the elect is ultimately getting that exhortation out to let us, Lord, when we build that number, first and foremost, just let it be known, guess what? No matter what, the elect is the elect. They're gonna make it through. Even though it says, the elect shall scarcely be delivered, guess what? They're gonna get delivered.
Yeah.
You know?
Through much tribulation,
God.
thou shalt enter into the. Yeah, and I'd rather enter this tribulation now than into the death by pain.
Yeah. The brother.
I got some more. You can read that again.
You had one before.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
It might be what George go with.
Yeah, cause I still got.
I'm
A little more?
Yeah,
Okay, we're right
that's
to
what I was
four.
saying.
But it was pretty much going into how Job was like, basically like, you knew the path I would take. This is Psalms 139. I'm starting from the top. It says, "Oh Yahweh, thou hast searched me and known me. You know, the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, considering the most secret part, so he knows." All right, verse 2 it says, "Thou knowest my down sitting and my uprising. Thou understandest my thought afar off." So the Lord is acquainted with all our ways, man.
Afar off. So
Afar
before
off.
I even go and think of these things, the
Wait
Lord
on the
knows
line.
you about to do this.
So that's how JB like, well, if everything was already written, I wonder if he knew what I was going to do. That's how JB.
Jacob be trying to justify some wicked shit by the
God,
Lord,
God
man.
had me do it. No.
We actually had a guy that was basically a part of this camp, and he, got pushed to the wayside, but he tried to come back with that logic. Well, shit, if I'm gonna smoke these Joes, that mean the Lord is still for me to do it for me. Like, no,
No, I got scripts for both of those. Like, I
I had two more.
it goes to show you how it goes to show you how fucked up Jake is in the mind, though,
Hey,
bro.
but that's what the problem was when you go back to the sin offerings and like what? Hey, y'all premeditate this?
Yeah,
You know
Isaiah,
Yeah, in Isaiah
they're
1.
making them bullocks and
Yeah, just y'all doing that for y'all what's the word? Premeditating. Yeah, you already had in your mind that okay, now that I found this turtle dove, I'm gonna go do the sin that according to this. You wasn't gonna do it until you found the sin offering that was supposed to get you out of
you
it.
That's
just
why-
knew you was gonna be forgiven for it.
That's why the Lord said,
Yeah.
those that sin willfully,
Yeah.
remain in no more sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because you sinning, when you go into willfully basically saying, you know you're not supposed to be doing it, but it's like, fuck it, I'm here. It's good.
And the thing with, because you keep in mind, the only way you'll get close back to the Lord is what? Reconciliation.
Mhm.
So that's why he had to sacrifice.
Yeah.
But guess what? Now, that's why the Lord says, no close for your sin.
Yeah.
You can't go willfully do some shit. Oh, Lord, I got to sacrifice for you. No. Once you
No.
die, you got to die daily from that point.
Yeah.
No?
I have one real quick, going into that. Read that again. It says, thou searchest me.
You said you had two more, too, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, that's mine.
Yeah, so
Mine first said.
but I'm gonna read that for you.
Yeah,
kind
nah,
of. Psalms 139 and 1 it says, "Oh Yahweh, thou hast searched me and known me."
And when it was going into thou hast searches me, we know that with the Lord uses Sophia to search to see if he can use you. Right? And
See,
right
you
here,
tell you, yeah.
I'm gonna read this real quick to reference it. In Jeremiah 17:10, it says, I the Lord searcheth the heart.
Yeah.
Right? He tries the mind. And what
To
he
see if you have a weak
to
mind.
see if you have a weak mind, to see if you're gonna let him have total control over you, or you're gonna let Esau control you. Because one thing is you can't have one thing about a horse, you can't have two masters. You can't let another jump on your back and ride you and control you. Right? So watch what it says. It says, I tried the reins. Right? And one thing about the reins is you put reins on the horse. And that means you hold the direction. So the Lord just wanna see, can I use you? Can I control you? Can you do and be vulnerable to me?
Okay, let me put it this way. In the worldly sense, for brother and male play sports, are you coachable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you may have all the skills, but are you coachable?
Yep.
If you're not, there's guys in Israel right now
Yep.
that know these precepts, but they're not coachable.
Yeah.
The spirit, they're not allowing the spirit to coach them to make the right moves.
That be one of the reasons that you lose the game because he's not coachable. He's not doing what he was told to do.
Right.
So they're gonna react carnally.
Yeah.
Well, that's the mind of Satan versus the spiritual way. You gotta go.
Watch what it
That's
says.
why the Lord said you gotta be willing to rule your own house,
Yeah.
your own self. How much more the kingdom of Yahweh Shemashah? You can't rule your own spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
This goes with exactly what the brother was saying. Your actions, right? It says he tried the reins, right? To see if he have control, if you're coachable, if he can use you. Because wisdom, we know that she searched you out to see if she can use you or not.
Yeah.
The Lord spit you out, right? It says even this is what he does. He controls the reins, and it says even to give every man according to his ways. So I'm gonna reward you according to your judgments and your actions.
So we all
Right.
must appear before the judge and say,
Yeah.
whether it be good or evil.
Or evil.
Yeah.
And that's why.
That's say bad, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it says in according to the fruit of your doings,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The fruit of who's doing, not nobody else doing. That's why the Lord said, well, cast that beam out your own eye before you
Yeah.
go and try to justify. You know?
I got one.
All right, kind
Book of Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercy of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High. Which
And what
is
does that mean?
reasonable
Your
service.
body is presenting your body a living sacrifice. You gotta present your carnal self as a living sacrifice.
Yeah.
But your spirit is gonna be exalted when you gain this knowledge in your about your own shot. And that's what you share with the Aki. You set yourself as an example to how man should walk according to the spirit and not according to the flesh.
Yeah. And that's why the scriptures say, preferring one
Yeah,
another.
I was just gonna get it.
You know, God,
It means
prefer
to-
basically
yeah.
means to go before, or
You
lead
show
the
the
way.
way.
Right? So like the brother was saying, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Right?
Even
Striving against the flesh.
even walking within yourself.
Yeah.
The same way you walk is how you should want the next brother to walk. If you're that perfect example. Not perfect example, where you know you're that
Yeah,
perfect example. of
nobody could
spirit.
ever be
You
a
know?
perfect example, but at least, you know, you're trying to do right.
It's the
No,
Lord.
yeah.
Yeah, the Lord set up who He
Right,
wanted.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's what you need.
And that's like Romans 15. What I think it's 2 of them. I'm mistaken. It says, "Let everyone please his neighbor for his good of edification." Man.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
just going before and showing the way. You know.
to edify, to show, hey, how you're not supposed to be conducting so like that. That's why the Lord set up the apostles.
Yeah.
Whenever the apostles ever set up something for us, they passed it throughout the 4 winds, and we received it like, man, that was wrong. That never happened, bro.
Yeah.
Why? Because these men, faith shows them what? They're always moving in the spirit.
Kind of also like that Sirach 19 says, a man's character and gait shall show what he is.
Yeah.
Basically, his mannerism, what he's putting off.
Yeah, it's like the Lord say, what we have the evidence.
Yeah, evidence.
Right?
That's all we need.
That's all we need. So with us having the evidence, if you're moving according to what this scroll say and it's what this evidence say, the evidence say this is a righteous man if he moved this way, if he moved this way, if he had like this. And these our elders, they've been following the evidence. So they are obviously a part of the evidence that this is who you're supposed to be following.
Because we know that way works.
Yep.
Yep. You have more now?
Nah, that was it on that.
You had more wrong.
Yeah, I had
You
2
got it,
more.
you got it, you got it.
This is
Start at the top again. Yeah.
Let me see, I kind of got off. This song,
Psalm
139, we'll start back at the top. It says, "Oh Yahweh, thou hast searched me and known me." It says, "Thou knowest my down sitting and my uprising, thou understandest my thought afar off." All right. 3, it says, "Thou compassest my path and my lying down and art acquainted with all my ways." So the Lord is acquainted with all our ways. When you get acquainted with a female, just think about it, you get real intimate. Intimate is deep,
Yeah.
you know, so you get down to the nitty gritty, man.
Yeah.
And that goes to show you that.
All in.
That goes to show you that you can't hide nothing from
Nothing from the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like angels sending back the reports, man.
Because it tell you in Psalms 98, it breaks down how the Lord basically created the body. He gave you the ear. He gave you life. It say, you don't think that he see you? He say, many seek to hide from the eyes of men, but how much more me? Just work paraphrasing. And then it goes into he say, he searches out the secret parts, even the secrets that are deep in the earth. And then he say, for he know the thoughts of man that they are vanity. He know your intentions,
Yeah.
right?
And also another point to make, the Lord, he assigned your life. When you go to Acts 1 and 20, it says, "Let your bishopric another man take." You go to that word bishopric is basically like an act that the Most High, a lot that the Most High put on you. Joy is so sad, you know, just roughly paraphrasing it, but he basically looks inside your paper parts to assign you that life that's fit for you.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like your name. It's like your name. You get Hebrew name, guess what? That name fits you.
Kind
Through the spirit.
Because it's through the
Right.
spirit.
of.
And also, that's what the Lord wants you to do. When you basically get assigned that name through the Spirit, not only do you have those characteristics, but what you have to do is live up to that name.
Yeah, so
The name holds what weight, reputation.
Kind.
We know Yahweh Shai, He delivered. We waiting on Yahweh Shai
God,
to come
to deliver.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing we must do.
Yeah, because when you read the scriptures, when these men were assigned their names, the names had a meaning. And they fulfilled, it's like I say it was the Lord came and fulfilled what he had to come and do. That's what he did. He came and brought us back, he's delivered. That's his job. Right? So when we get our names, you know, my name means journey. I done went through hell and back. A hell of a journey. You know? Whatever your name means, you know, the Lord actually starts to place actions in your life that, you know, for you to live up to it, you know, and that's him what? Bringing you through that fire, bringing you through that, trying your mind to see, hey, okay, cool. he gonna be able to do this.
And
And that's the name that I'm gonna give
And
him.
that has to be shown what ultimately, what the topic of this, stay in the spirit.
Yeah.
Stay in the spirit, bro. Make sure your mind is totally girded. You know? Just
Yeah.
like brothers receive those Hebrew names. Those names was given through the spirit, so live up to it. This is who, it's basically the Lord saying, this is who you are.
Yeah. And
You gonna get through it.
Yeah.
You know what your Hebrew name is? Like, you gonna get through it. That's what you basically being put back in remembrance.
Yeah.
This is who I really am. The Lord put what the sinews, the flesh upon you.
Yeah.
You shook off that dust. You got your garment on.
Yeah.
You got first and foremost, Ephesians 6. You got the armor on. That whole armor, you ready.
And then he hit you with that breath of life.
That was silly.
Yep.
You know?
Lock it in, yeah.
And just not a backtrack, but adding to how you're gonna fit into the lot based off your Hebrew name. Just look at Joseph. His name was Yahweh in the Hebrew. That means he would add unto. You know, out of him came Ephraim and Manasseh. You know, Caleb, dog. That means he was loyal. You know, and so on and so forth, man. Jacob, man. I mean, like, we can go on and on, man. I mean, it's proof in the pudding.
Right.
You know?
And guess what? All of those names ties back to who? Yahweh. All of those names ties back to Yahweh Shemar Shai. Man, at the end of the day, we're still Israel's portion. That's why the Lord is giving us these instructions, you know, before we're delivered to what ultimately apply to our everyday life, man. This is what's going to keep us in the way.
We got one more line?
Yeah, kind of one more. This is Psalms 139 and 4. It says, "For there's not a word in my tongue, but lo, O Yahweh, thou knowest it all together," man. So, woo. Yeah, he set up everything, man.
That's how that proverb. The preparation of the mind.
Yeah, kind of Proverbs
From
16.
the Lord, yeah.
I got this one in Proverbs, actually, Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Because the Most High understands that you need to go through this journey, through this certain path of life, or whatever, to do. But you may not understand it, so it's okay that you fulfill it. And also in Job 33, it says, when man is in deep sleep is when he seeks your instruction. You know, to hide pride from man, you know, so that you follow the path that he wants you to follow. The elect is going to follow the righteous path regardless.
That's why he called them clean version. They ain't never been tampered with, touched with.
You know, like Job, he knew they wasn't going to be tampered with.
Yeah, and like a virgin, you know how hard it is to keep, like you're raising a daughter. You know how hard it is to keep a daughter a virgin?
You got to keep eyes on
That's
them.
real.
You got to keep eyes on them.
And that's, guess what? That's what the Lord did with us. That's what he's doing with us.
That's what he's doing.
Right? Keeping us on point. We walking in a line.
Keeping the spirit.
Soon as you look like you want to veer off the line a little bit, the Lord right there smack you, get back in line. You know? Because you probably get time to where, you know, you lacking, right? And the Lord like, hey, wake up. Yeah, ain't no time to way apart, you know what I'm saying? That's like with Job that I was going to finish reading. Anybody have
No, you got it.
I got it. Comes. This is this is back at Job 23 and verse 10. It says, "But he knoweth the way that I take. When he had tried me, I shall come forth as gold." Right? So when Satan went and the Lord offered Job up, he tried to serve Job. Yeah, faithful man. The Lord knew and basically said that Job wasn't going to go off, and that's why he said, "You knew the way I was going to take, and knew that I was going to come up out of this fire." Every time you go through the fire, there's purification. Right? That's what's making you pure, making you that gold nugget. You know that we're all striving to be. It says, "My foot hath held his steps." Right, following the way of the Lord, like we just said. The Lord is going to instruct you to stay in the right path. Right. Job held his integrity.
When you go to hell this stuff, that's going to like basically preventing him from falling into those traps.
Yeah, and that's why he said in the book of Psalms. That's why he said in the book of Psalms that he. You go to it. Yeah, because the scripture tell you in the book of Psalms that he gave his angels charge over us to keep us in the way. That keep basically goes to guard or protect. Right? So it's the same thing, prevent you from doing something, right?
And that's like the other one in Psalms, I forget what chapter, but it says basically keep me from sumptuous sins.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's he holding his feet. That's preventing him from falling to those traps.
Because the scriptures say that he preserves us, right? He's holding us away from, because the Lord, Yahushua asked. Yahushua said, hey, I pray that you take them not out of the world, but to protect them from the evil is within the world.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing but evil here. Evil that is tempting us. Right? It's sin and things of the flesh that tempts you to try and get you to go back into the world. This is the things that the Lord is keeping us from. He gives us the mind that we need, the brains that we need, the spirit that we need to keep us from these things.
I got a quick one. Just to show you that the Lord is, even, just backing up the brothers with that point, the Lord is saving us from things that we have no idea what's going on. Past the physical eye sin. This is Job chapter 9 verse 10. It says, which doeth great things past find out. Speaking of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it says, yea, and wonders without number. Lo, he goeth by me, and I see him not. He passeth on also, but I perceive him not. You see?
The same thing Job was saying.
That's Job. That's Job. The ninth chapter. Ninth chapter. Which goes to show you, it's things that the Lord is doing through the Spirit and having it manifest in the physical, but we still can't see it because, like, what is it? Psalms 39 or 39. 39 and 4, it says, the Lord keep his angels girded around about thee.
Yeah.
Keep thee in the way.
Yeah.
He's always going to basically have it to where we have that COVID around us. Lord is constantly protecting us. So it's things that the Lord is doing within our everyday life that he's protecting us that we don't even, know and see.
Yeah, and that's why he said in the book of 1 John, he said that everyone that hath this hope, which is Yahushua, right? Everyone that hath this spirit, that's following the ways of Yahushua, says, everyone that had this hope in him purified himself.
Which means, bro,
right?
you have nothing to worry about.
bro.
Like, we can't even express that so much. Like, bro, the Lord, you can't even fathom it, bro.
The Lord told us don't worry.
Don't worry, bro.
Why are you worrying?
Why you
That's
worrying?
what he said. What he said. Be not of you of a shaken mind. Trouble.
That's right.
Right?
You got it so we can keep it rolling. You got it.
Okay, just right quick, let me see. Psalm 91. Let me see. I'm gonna start at 2. I'm gonna jump around a little bit to start at 2. It says, I will say unto the Lord Yahweh, He is my refuge, and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Right?
Real quick, just like it. When are those snares gonna be fouled? Or shot out? When are they gonna be shot out? In this captivity. David saw these things afar off. He saw these things afar off for what? The elect's sake. So that's why he's saying, though they shoot these missiles, they're gonna be doing all these things. Who's gonna be there to keep us safe? Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
The beauty of it is, it's going to be impossible odds that only a miracle from the heaven, from the true power, the true God of the earth, can keep us from. Yep. I'm gonna jump down to verse.
When you look at when you look at Second Ezra, say shit, though it be shot off, who gonna turn them away? You can't. Once the Lord has the spirit of these heathens to shoot the missile, bro, who gonna go in and off this shit? Surely not American defense system, because they can't even detect the power of the Lord.
Verse. Let me pick up in verse 9. It says, because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in thy ways. So you're not going to misstep, when you were saying a moment ago, right? It says, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. You're in good hands with all state, right? God help you. Right?
What that was?
This is Psalm 91.
Oh,
Verse 14. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he have known my name, know the name of Yahweh. Meaning, if you know and believe in that name, you believe in the miracles of Yahweh that the Most High gives to him, and that's your hope and expectation that he's going to do those miracles for you.
That's like that. Proverbs 18 and 10, it says, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous running into it and are safe.
One of the beautiful point the bro just made that lets you know shit. It's no fear and love, bro.
Yeah.
So we really love the Lord like we say we do, and the Lord say He love us like He say He do, which we know that's set in stone because we're gonna be doing the works of the Lord.
Right.
So guess what? He's gonna manifest what that salvation right before our eyes.
Yeah, he told us perilous times was coming, but he was going to save us from it. Save us
Right.
from them, right?
But that was definitely it.
That was it. Oh, I still have some more. This is that Job 23 and verse 11. It says, "My foot that held his steps, his ways have I kept and not declined." So he's basically saying, I didn't turn back. I didn't put my hand on the plow just to look back. You know, and this was the mentality of Job,
Yeah.
right? Job was just focused on things ahead. That's why he even was speaking about this time that he knew he was going to be here, right?
Likewise us, He says what the vision is set for a point in time,
Yeah.
or far off.
If you think about it, Job, to show that he was such a going forward person and such a strong-minded person was when his children died, when all those things was happening to him. Job wasn't looking back.
Yeah,
I don't know. Oh, Lord did this.
He knew.
Oh man, he understood and knew the will of Yahweh Shah.
And what
Right.
showed that was basically when his woman came to him, say, just curse the Most High God.
Yeah.
He was like, you like this? He was like, hey, do you not know who we serve? Shall we get to the end and basically
Yeah.
receive bad?
And that just shows that it's evil surrounded all around us, right? Because you think that you're evil, you know, your real next to you is supposed to, you know,
That's
supposed
the
to
damn
be there
that's a
and
beautiful
hold it, you
point.
know what I'm saying?
Which shows that you have to have your
You
mind
gotta have
working.
your mind.
Like we like to
You know?
quote Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and also the stability of time down.
Yeah.
So you gotta have your mind prepared off this wisdom
Yeah,
I
to go.
understand, bro.
You know, what if you get put in a situation, you know, and you're agreeable or not, you know, acting crazy, starving and shit like that. You know, are you gonna lose your temper because she aggravated you? That's a dart.
Yeah.
It's a dart that's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
That's
that's
being
being
used.
used, you know, and all it's doing is trying to get you to sin. Trying to get you to curse the Lord, trying to get you to act out and lose your mind so you're not even trusting the Lord. When all you gotta do is calm down and pray.
That's all you gotta do.
Because all you have to do is do what? Continue to strive against sin. Strive against the flesh because everything that Satan is tempting us with and he's going to come to tempt us with, food and all of that shit, is tempting to the flesh.
That goes to show you how blind our people is because the Lord embedded that in the descendants, you know, of our forefathers, as far as Israel. When something automatically goes wrong, what's the first thing that all Jakes do?
God, they call it to the well.
Oh God! The first thing we automatically do is call on God. So on the Lord, you know. So how much more being in the truth and knowing
We
these
know the
things
name that
going
have
wrong.
power to it. Yeah.
These things are going wrong, so we can call on the Lord.
Yeah.
And that
So
shows
is
that.
that Proverbs? Is that Proverbs? Or not Proverbs? First Corinthians, like 10 or one of those chapters, Corinthians or anyway, it says I glory in your infirmities. The Most High basically glories in our infirmities, our weaknesses, because he knows that we have to call on Him in those weaknesses, and that He glories that we're connected to Him to call on Him for that.
Yep.
You know.
And that's another way to signify that our people really is real.
Yeah.
Because don't nobody call on the Lord like blacks do
Yeah.
when they in a time of need or in trouble, bro.
Yeah.
They gonna start going.
Yeah,
They ain't go to, you know, we go to churches and shit. They ain't go to church in years.
Just show up.
Some shit.
So it's some shit called, we gonna
Same bitch
say
say back in
Motherfuckers ain't facing east or nothing, but they still
yeah, but they
pray.
don't pray. But that just shows that
It's in
Israel
them to do
is
that.
automatically in them because what did Israel do?
Yep.
All we did was go off, get enslaved. Oh Lord, help us, come get us. And what did the Lord do? Come get us. Like a father is supposed to do.
Yep.
Right? A father is saying that the Lord, he pitieth us. He have a deep love or a strong desire for us, like a father does. So he whoops us, but at the same time he has mercy upon us, and that's all the Lord was doing. So now the Lord got to the point to where it's like, I'm about to fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know, and you get parents when they get to that point, and then they take that one long ass
It's
ass
a
when
Yup.
it's long and it feel like they ain't never end. They make you feel like they hate you. You know, but really that's not even the case. They just want you to be perfect because you think about it. The Lord on our ass right now.
Yep.
We're dying daily for us to be, perfect and doing, what we were supposed to be doing.
Wait,
Because
wait,
the
wait.
only time you get chastened or you get your ass whooped by your parents is when you stepping outside of your boundaries.
You don't listen.
Right? You don't listen. So
It's like not a control the scripture. Israel will revolt more and more.
yeah, that's Isaiah.
Yeah.
That's all they was doing. Now, like I was making my point about, your parents whooping your ass and shit. It's when you stepping outside of your boundaries. So now it's like, okay, I gotta get this
I
impurity
gotta
out.
work your
Right,
ass.
and that's why the Lord said, He said, "What ye have had fathers of the flesh and reverence them.
Yep.
How
Oh,
much
where
more
that
me?"
come from?
Yeah.
Right, and now,
Well, yeah.
Hebrew.
yeah, you think about it. Now what? How are 2/3 going to be purified and made perfect?
Last
Nah.
Adam. Yep.
They gotta get it. They gotta get that ass whipping that they've been eating. But the Lord is what the Lord is going to do is just like a parent do. I'm going to charge the older, the elder, whoever's up, who he's dealing with, the head he's dealing with is elect.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm gonna chasten you, get on you. I'm gonna bring you through all of this hell. I'm gonna make you prove yourself because you're supposed to be a leader. Because the scriptures say that the prophets of the Lord said nothing. All of Israel went off.
Yeah.
Right?
And this is the thing. Keep in mind, say you got a bad, I remember this shit. Say you got a badass progress report or report card.
Yeah.
The longer you wait to show that progress report to
Yeah.
your parents,
Yeah.
the worse the ass will be.
Yeah.
So imagine the Lord in 2/3. They right now we done daily. We didn't say it, hey Lord, these what we did, this is
Yeah,
the things
exactly.
they did. They've been running from that the whole time. So when he come back, why you waiting this late?
Yep.
He gonna-
Hey, I had your older brothers tell you
Yep.
Yeah.
that you was gonna get in trouble if you didn't
Right.
come talk to me. And now look, the prophets have prophesied unto the 2/3. And they still ain't listening,
Yeah.
So hey, you gonna get in more trouble.
Because you kept your report card away from the Father because what? You wasn't doing what He was telling you to do. Hey,
And it's the
study,
thing.
read,
You
do this, do that, keep this law, make sure the dish is clean up the house. You wasn't doing all of that throughout the house. He was telling you to do all of that, and you come home with a bad report card. You should at least have been studying, coming home with all A's.
And you
Yeah.
knew though.
But you knew.
You
That's why
knew.
that
That's
scripture
why
said
it'd be
that
worse.
servant that knew his father, the master's will, and prepared not himself,
Yep.
shall be beat with many stripes. You knew what your assignment was. Now you know how many weeks go by?
6 weeks.
6 weeks before your report card.
Yep.
You got 6 weeks to get your act right. The report card gonna show how you've been acting. My parents used to tell me this. Your report card shows what you're doing in the schoolhouse. And what you're doing in the schoolhouse reflects back to me. So now you making it look like I'm not doing my job
Yep.
before the heathens, because what they doing. I used to tell people, now I gotta beat your ass. Cause they like, well, every time Israel come, why you serving me? What the hell? Oh, okay. We're gonna take you in.
And guess who giving the reports now?
Yeah.
Uriel, Gabriel,
Yeah.
Raphael, Michael. They giving the reports every day. Lord, he down here on that bullshit.
Yep.
So Lord, like, okay, he got that belt. Alright, don't say nothing. I got a missile for his ass with a name on him.
That's why I said, like a father, when he cock that belt back, that belt be all the way back.
Yeah.
And the Lord say, motherfucking Muslims gonna be bathed in heaven when they come down here.
God. Where we at?
I had some of Joe.
I know this brother had. You had some more, Joe?
Yeah, I had been trying to read it.
All right, Con, you got it. We'll jump here then.
All right. This Job 23 and 13. No, Salaki 12. It says, neither have I gone back from the commandments of thy lips. So I didn't do
I didn't go
what
off.
you told me not to do. I didn't go off. I stayed faithful and kept my eyes on you. So all of these, like the scripture saying, if he's put on the whole armor, all of these darts hitting me and they coming from all kind of directions. This is all what Job was saying. And I just kept focused on you. I knew you was gonna get me out of it. Whenever you was coming, I didn't know when you was coming, but I knew you was coming. Right? So watch what he says. He says, neither have I gone back from thy commandments of his lips. Right? It says, I have a stink.
So like, because once something is declared from the Lord's lips,
Yeah.
it says something.
says-
You gotta do it.
Yeah. It says, I have esteemed, basically set on high, the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. So Job was saying, hey, I'd rather die of starvation than go off. Exactly. He said, I magnified your word more than eating because it called it necessary food because you need food. You need these things in your body to live. Right? It says,
How can you live without the Spirit?
Right.
it says, but he is in one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desired, even that he do it. For he performeth the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. So whatever it is that is appointed for you in your life,
It's
the
gonna
Lord is going to put you through it,
Yeah.
no matter what. And that's why
Yeah.
Job said, "Hey, not only did I know that you sent it, I knew that you knew you was going to pull me out of this shit. So I'ma just wait on the Lord."
That's right. The Lord put something that you think that's so fucking bad before you, but guess what? He just using it just to get a certain period out of you all the time.
Yeah, and really, all that truly is for you to completely trust and rely on Him,
Yep.
like Job was doing. He said, even though he said, even though you slay me, I will keep my trust in you.
God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it on that.
Yeah, you got proof. That's First Corinthians 4, like I said. And then you saw, like, we catching these daily tribulations, stuff like that. The ultimate goal is to still call upon Yahweh Shem Yahshua. And that shows that what we're not shaking in mind. The first thing we do is what call on the Lord, make sure that we still rooted.
It's a good
It's a good
precept.
precept.
Good precept to pull it on.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 10. It says, "We are fools in Mashiach's sake."
Because the apostles was
It's not
also
not.
nine, because the apostles was facing death. You know?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 9. For I think that the Most High has set forth us the apostles last.
Well, if we the ones sent forth to usher in the kingdom of heaven, why are we on the bottom? Because this is your part of your trial. Through much tribulation to get into the kingdom of heaven. Because you don't want to go through what the 2/3 that don't listen to y'all got to go through. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to listen. You don't want to go through death by pain to get there. You want to take this little bit. This is a light affliction.
Yep, a light affliction.
It's kind of like you and all your brothers just did some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Your parents just like, I'm about to whoop all y'all ass. Or somebody, one of the siblings did some badass shit. Y'all all did, because all is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But your father had ones in the group that he was like, I ain't gonna do you like this. Learn from them. Don't do that. Listen, you need to come over here and I'm gonna give you a chance to do this, do that to make it right. So I don't have to put you through what I'm about to put them through.
Yep.
And that's all the Lord did, like pulled us from among the pack, but still got on our ass. I'm still gonna
But I
give you
got
ass.
something for y'all to do
But
though.
I got something for
We
y'all.
ain't gonna just skate out free.
Yeah.
You still got a job to do.
Yeah, and I got something for you to do. But it ain't gonna be easy, motherfucker, because you was just on that bullshit. Come on.
Yep.
And that's all. That's how it went down, you know.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Continuing on, it says, "As it were appointed to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to
An
men."
example.
Yep.
Yep.
Something to look at. You got it.
Because when you down in pain, let's say,
Respawn.
no,
Here.
What?
it's a
Kill
respect.
count.
You take a
Spectate,
spectate.
yeah,
Spectate.
Oh, yeah, spectate count.
Verse,
Yeah, watch.
verse 10, it says, "We are fools in the Mashiach's sake, but ye are wise in the Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong."
You see, we're weak, but we're still, we're pulling down this whole kingdom, whether you, to those that can receive it or whether you don't. We're pulling down America by what? Coming out here and doing these lessons, going out on the highways and hedges, and that's why we're this spectacle, because ultimately we'll tap back into our true heritage, our customs, the ways which Yahweh Shemashah ordained us to follow,
I'm gonna say this for everybody that may be tuning in that ain't fully understanding the time we're living in. This whole waxing, that's going on. We've been pulling that down.
Yeah.
The words. That's what's weaker to do something with than words and just to talk about it. But this isn't just talk from us, because the vibration that we're talking is prophecy of the Heavenly Father, and we're knocking it down with the understanding of what's going on. It's the other people that don't understand that it's really hidden. The beautiful part is pulling it down so much that they've been created a group to now go and monitor the internet to make sure that misinformation, as they deem it, isn't happening.
Yeah.
To clear up, because we're exposing it so much that there's nothing that the people can do. They're like, damn, that whoever's talking against this is working. There's so many people that understand now that this word is going out that this thing ain't right. So now they have to have people to come against the people that's coming against
Yeah.
their thing, you know Esau don't waste no money like that. They'll create a whole other group to stop the group that's trying to stop him from doing his original plan.
Yeah.
He making a different
Showing you
strands
that,
and
that this
shit.
is really happening. Right. You need a whole new strand. Back to the
They
drawing
ain't
board
talking
with it.
about this one no more, so we gonna make them talk about this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know? This
Yes.
is show.
Just to put it into reality form, like the words really do form into reality. Okay. You got it.
The Moses says, "Ye are honorable, but we are despised."
Now the duality of this chapter was beautiful. Is the eyes of the people that don't have the eyesight to see what we're really doing, versus the understanding through the spirit, those that do see it, and what the angels see, of how powerful what we're actually doing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the difference. Like it says in 2 Corinthians 10th chapter, it says we're bringing down weapons of our warfare, not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, breaking down the strongholds. We're breaking down mental and spiritual strongholds. Nobody that has ever heard this word truly believes that the image of Jesus is a white-haired, a white-skinned, blonde-haired, stringy-haired guy no more.
Yeah.
They rather say he's something else, or olive
Oh, he
color.
green, yeah.
They'll say anything else. They know he's not white no more.
Yeah.
Even if they don't want to admit that he's dark-skinned man, a so-called Negro today, they can't say that he's the white guy no more either. So we've
Yeah.
broken at least that stronghold.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
That's-
that took power
that's-
because that
yeah.
drained heathens.
Yeah.
That took over the world.
Yeah.
That image, bro.
Yeah.
Image, bro.
That image took over the world. That took over everything. And to say that you pulled that down through words, the message is out.
And what basically declares and manifests that to the forefront is that you got all these jigs saying shalom.
Yeah.
They passing by, even if they're not stopping.
You Esau.
Shalom.
And where did that start?
Yeah.
You know?
Where did that start? That just shows the power that it just spread it so fast and woke so many people up, just by the works of the elders, man.
Right.
That's why Lord had this whole pandemic and shit set up. You know?
Sit
Sit your ass down.
Catch
You
the
gonna
video.
everybody
Yeah,
on
all
what?
time, bro.
What's the main platform? Everybody on
YouTube.
They push off these YouTube stores, so-called, say they making money on it. So guess what? Everybody trying to start a YouTube channel. They started logging the shit in. Guess what? You at the bottom. The real so-called Negroes are the Israelites.
Yep.
You click on it. Whether you click on it or pass it up,
Yep.
you're gonna have something that pop up to show you Israel.
And then the celebrities, pushing it out too.
Yep.
Ice Cube, what's her name, Tiffany Haddish, and a couple more.
Brandon T. Jackson.
Yeah, kind of. Oh yeah, he fucking
Yeah,
fucked
but,
up with
you know,
that.
David Brown.
Yeah,
But they all fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all fucked up.
But they still talking about
But
it.
they still talking about Israel, so that's what's making them.
It's making people
making
wonder.
it. Everybody's thinking. You keep hearing this word. You like.
What is
It's
Israel?
become-
And that's why I asked the guy at camp. I'm like, how you never heard of that?
Yeah.
How you never heard of Israel? You don't see what's going on in the world right now.
Rock.
Who's the target? They're taking. They're trying to. This is what they do. They say guns and Bibles by trying to put our Bibles and what we preach with guns, basically trying to make it
Yeah,
seem like
weapons.
we the Bible.
Yeah.
You know,
Correspond.
that's what they're trying to do, make these things correspond. But when everybody look at us, they paint the image like, oh, we're violent, we're black Israelites. All we do is talk about death to America and hate and shit like that. So when they're coming to seize guns in Bibles, who you think they're coming at, man?
Right.
And that's one
we
question.
see clearly with that.
That's one question for Edom. Are you against the Lord?
Yeah, they obviously
Hey,
are.
just actually
Yeah.
do you hate the Lord?
Yep.
Because guess what? Everything that we're saying is coming out of Scripture. The Lord speaks about coming back and destroying y'all ass. So,
Yes, right. Hates the Lord.
all this time, but it's mainly Edom though.
Yeah, Edom's where they got that idea.
Yeah,
Edom puts out the vibration like Sirach 10.
yeah.
You know, so it's the vibration of the man or the kingdom, the king that rule. So it's the vibration of the
Yeah.
people.
As the king, so to speak.
Yeah. So he's pushing out that vibration ultimately to what? Tell us, or our people, hate your God.
Yeah.
The longer they hate the Lord, is the longer they gonna stay under you.
They even made this brain thingy insert.
Chip, yeah.
And I'm gonna say a steak, a brain steak. Right.
I go,
Yeah,
I still call it implant.
Yeah, I'm saying implant. They use
Yeah.
the brain implant to take away the memory of that there is a God, that
Yeah,
there
that
is a higher power.
that
You know?
God gene DNA.
Yeah,
Yep.
they actually had it.
Same Salaki, I don't mean to cut you off, but
Nah,
to
you
add
got
to what you're saying, the same thing they do when they calcify your pineal gland
Mhm.
with all the What kind of food is that? Processed food.
Processed
Processed
GMOs.
food, GMOs, and all that calcifies your pineal gland, sugars, white sugar, and all of that. It'll calcify your pineal gland so that your brain isn't accepting to those ideas of a higher power.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's them.
Yeah,
That's them. That's another way of when he said we have destroyed them. You know, like when they say they was gonna put a yoke of iron upon our necks, so they had destroyed us. They destroyed us that way.
Yes, sir.
You know, mentally, spiritually,
Yep.
our people
And
are
physically.
broke, and physically, our people are broken. You know, not believing in a higher power. You have our people walking around now saying that there is no God.
Yeah.
But that's why when you go to Isaiah 61:1, you know the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah upon me, he anointed me to basically give good tidings
Yep.
to the brokenhearted,
Yeah.
the meek,
Yeah.
you know, of the broken-minded, bro. The ones that are not even thinking about me.
Yeah.
They thinking in their heads like, damn, what the fuck going on? What happened to our Lord? Why the fuck we on the bottom?
Yeah.
That's who the Lord unlocked their code unto.
Yep.
And they lock, so to say.
And just to back them up, in Isaiah, I believe it's 29:14, it says, they have done a marvelous work among our people,
Yeah.
and the wisdom of the prudent men shall be hid.
Yeah.
You know? He done a marvelous work among us, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's like
We
who,
came back from that.
and they're still trying this. Like we were speaking about earlier when you read the article about they're taking Black history basically out
Yeah.
of school.
Let's continue, bro.
You know,
Let's continue, bro.
Yeah. It's gonna break down further. Yeah.
We still at verse 2.
yeah,
You know,
just
we
so
still
much is happening
Yeah,
in today's time that
this applies to
it
it.
all gonna fly through. Yeah, we can actually wait on everything you about to say.
yeah.
Because
It's gonna
Verse
fly
two?
because now we got a fingerprint with this precept.
Yeah.
That's gonna
and that's all, bro. We really just been stuck at like verse 1.
Yeah.
You know, going into all the things, the sequences of everything that's happening
Mhm.
today, applying on the history. You know,
Finish. Where you at?
we should have like a little bit more.
Yeah, First Corinthians still.
Oh, no, I was finished.
Was it? I
Okay.
think you had
No,
a little bit
I need
more.
to go to 13. I
Oh,
think it's
sorry.
verse that said, I warn you. Not to shame you, but I warn you. That's what it is at. Because, well, it's gonna say, I'll let you read it first.
4 and
Yeah, 11, I think. You pick up around 11, yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 11, it says, even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted.
even and he wrote that really for us.
Yeah.
Even till today.
Yes,
We
sir.
still hunger, we thirst, we catch the same hell. Even for more being at what? This is the last captivity.
Have no certain dwelling place. What are they talking about? If you don't take that wax,
Yep.
then
You
what's
homeless.
gonna happen?
You
You
homeless,
end up
bro.
homeless. No job, that means you homeless. You know, that implant is also talking about I'm separated to. Some people say it ain't separate, but I'm separated to of the wax and the implant. Without that implant, the scriptures clearly tell you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell, which means you can't work to earn your living to have somewhere stable to live.
Right.
That's why when you go to 1 Corinthians, the first Thessalonians, the first chapter, like the latter couple verses, like maybe the last 2 verses, Apostle Paul let it be known, like, bro, y'all are our joy. He wrote it, for the elect men, which he knew that they would be back today. But he said, bro, y'all are our joy. We need y'all to be strong in it.
Because you said the word, it's a spirit, because there's strength in numbers.
Yep, come on.
That's the difference. When you see other people doing it, that builds you up and solidifies you. You can go through it. You
Yep.
really got a little bit.
Just like when, brothers, first came into the truth, what's the first thing that everybody, when they first came into the truth, did?
You know what I'm saying?
Went and told somebody.
Yep.
Yep. We were trying to persuade everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, the Israelites, huh? Going black.
Yeah.
Just you couldn't hold Jay down, bro.
Yeah.
Because what? You was out there constantly persuading. And really, the whole time, we were just planting seeds, bro.
Yeah.
And in due time, you see.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Continuing on in verse 11, it says, and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place.
You're buffeted and have no certain other place. Now, buffeted, you're kind of buffeted. When you watching a movie, you see the buffer sign. It's a circle. So you basically got everybody around you constantly kicking your ass.
Yep.
You have enemies all around you, but guess what? When we're in that circle of brothers can put that precept, says I look for I look for a comforter. It's in
He said I look for the secure
the
man.
secure kind. The why?
I got it.
You know? You pull it out real quick because that goes into us being buffeted. When we're being buffeted, who's the only a person we're coming upon? Y'all watching outside. You know? You got that out real quick. Yeah, I look for the secure.
Secure, man.
Kind, yeah.
It's
And that's like the precept I say, we are perplexed, distressed, but not cast down.
Yep.
And going into all those different words.
Yeah,
We are, but it's saying,
He goes a similar thing as
Yeah.
what we're going to read now.
Yeah, and what are these attributes and ultimately characteristics that they pushing out? This all things that the physical eye can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks this way, but
But
spiritually and mentally, the Lord got angels all around us. The Lord waking up. Oh, I put my hand on you. I got you. Don't worry about it.
yeah,
No, ain't true.
that's,
The whole time.
that's like the scripture that said, I was going, and I was miserable to them.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon
Yeah.
4.
Three.
Got
On the
it.
side of the unwise, we seen the dark.
Yep.
Yep.
You got it. Right?
This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 51:7. It says, "It compassed me on every side."
Ooh, on every side. So
Every
look,
side.
Wow.
everywhere you turn, your back is against the wall.
Yeah.
You don't have nobody helping you. You all alone. Go ahead.
It says, "And there was no man to help me."
So guess what? He physically saw no man to help him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because the scripture says, it is better to put trust in the Most High than to put
Trust in man.
confidence in man. You know?
Yep.
It says, "I look for a secure man." Secure is basically like a eight.
Hey,
You know, you're looking for the support of men.
who's gonna be that secure? Give me Hebrews 2.
Yep, yep.
You want me to finish it off?
Yeah, you get it.
It says, I'm gonna go back a little bit. It says, "I look for the secure man, but there was none."
Yep.
It says, "Then I thought upon thy mercy, O Yahweh, and upon thy acts of old."
So guess what?
That-
He so like he thought upon what? The mercy.
God.
Hey Lord, you said you fuck with me.
Yeah,
You say you love me, right, Lord? All right, show me that.
And that's just like going to Sirach 2:10. But I was thinking about what is Ephesians 5 I believe
Yeah.
like 16 kind. It's basically saying like speaking to himself hymns and melodies,
Yeah.
making melody in our heart. You know, just really
Prayers.
reference the scripture. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what keep you going.
And it'd be those prayers of the past times
Kind.
of saying, hey, you did this, you did that, you know?
Kind. So those things are ultimately going to get you out of these, you feel me, these situations. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Because you persuade yourself, but the Lord's
Yeah.
telling you, all you have to do is that in the first place.
Kind.
You know?
Continue on.
That's like the example with Yahushua. The whole time, Yahushua, when he was going through the agony and asking for a different cup, the Lord ignored him.
Yeah.
I already said it to you, they didn't do this shit.
Already, and then the Lord gave him the power and the strength to overcome.
Yeah, kind.
You know?
Continue on. It says, I'm gonna go back. I'm at the first start from the top. It says, this is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 51:8. It says, "Then thought I upon thy mercy, O Yahweh, and upon thy acts of old, how thou deliverest such as wait for thee."
So guess what? Lord, I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
You said when I wait on you to deliver me, you gonna come get me, right?
Right.
Job.
Right, well, yup,
So
Job.
kept the focus on the Lord.
God.
It says, "And saved us them out of the hands of the enemies."
Mm-hmm.
And then should I finish off with
And when we
nice?
go back to the precept earlier in song, he say shit. When they came to basically torment me or put me to death, they feel they basically not only feel short of glory,
So I saw 91.
they feel right before me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
our enemies
yeah.
our enemies are gonna fall right before us.
Kind.
You don't get to see it.
That's why it said, surely with your eyes shall you see the reward of the wicked.
Right.
Verse 9, it says, "Then lifted I up my supplication from the earth and prayed for deliverance from death."
So they let me know his spirit, basically his prayers pierced through the cloud.
Yeah.
And it reached them
Yeah,
heaven.
kind.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, "I called upon the Most High, the Father of my Lord, that he would not leave me in the days of my trouble."
The father of who? My Lord. And the Lord was who? Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Let it be known. They knew what time would be.
Way back then.
Way back then.
It says, "In the time of the proud, when there was no help, I will praise thy name continually and will sing praises with thanksgiving." And so,
Because
like
because
my
in
friend, sorry.
the proud's mind, they already determined to kick your ass.
Mhm.
They determined, guess what? You already lost.
Yeah, they already got
When you look at these courthouses and look at how These Edomite judges be, when they slap the hammer, you already lost.
Done.
And
Yeah.
what makes it really pride is they believe that no one is coming to save
To
them.
save you, yup,
Yeah.
yeah, yup.
They said nobody coming to save you from
No,
me.
no man can do
Yeah,
it.
that's what they tell you. Ain't nobody
They
can
tell
save
you.
you from me, boy.
Yup.
You're all mine.
Yup.
That's what they tell you, bro.
Yup.
Mhm.
You get it on dirty ass case.
Or the judge will tell you, you in my jurisdiction.
Mhm.
You're inside here, what I say goes.
They be
I'll
like,
tell you, shut up, for and the judge can do that shit to you, and that's them being proud because they believe that no one is coming to save you.
And you
They
can't
believe-
physically touch them.
Yeah, exactly.
yup,
Even though you would whoop that, if you was, in a small room,
yup.
one-on-one, you would get the better of
Yeah.
the judge. But in his court, in his arena, you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
fuck with him.
yeah.
Just like
There's
this
one
phone.
between.
You like the movie Life with Clyde and Ray. He like, shit, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Nigga say
Yeah.
life.
And that's a beautiful point that Lacan made because Esau, who among Esau in America and his shit stand up to him?
Nobody.
You blacks is not gonna do that
Yeah,
shit.
you
You Mexicans
at
not
least-
gonna do that shit.
Yep.
You know that these motherfuckers over here are not really gonna bust a move, but the Lord gonna have to put the spirit on them to do what the Lord want them to do.
Let's go back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
What happened? They were begging Trump to come help
Yeah,
in Puerto Rico. He went over there shooting Brawny at your ass.
yeah,
Playing around with y'all. Here you go. Take
Yeah.
some of these napkins to dry this. What was it? A hurricane?
hurricane, yeah,
A napkin? You sent
Yeah.
some paper towels at him?
yeah. That's
Probably,
all right.
man.
Man, that's
Yeah.
Esau where he get his pride from because for so long, what's seen for so long, what was seen, he's been on top of that,
Yep.
and he feeling like there is no God.
Mm-hmm.
That God of old that was doing all these things, they know the history.
Yep.
That the God of Israel, all that he's forsaken them. That's what they believe.
Esau, he don't think he is the Most High, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what
It's-
I
it's-
said?
It's getting to it.
It's-
Yeah. To the next word.
Yeah, but in Psalm 14, he noticed one thing, he never said he was going to be better than the Most High.
Right.
He said, what, I will set my congregation and what? I will be as the Most High. He didn't say I was going to be the Most High or be over it. He said I'm going to be as the Most
I
High.
just want to have that absolute power.
Yeah,
like the Most
you know.
High has. Yeah. Yeah. You was it on that?
Kind.
You got it. Yeah, just hit those couple of verses and we'll jump back to that. So I want to make a point with that 13th one verse. First Corinthians.
1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 12.
Yeah.
It says, and labor, working with our own hands, being revolved
I've
and
seen
blessed.
servants upon horses and princes of the earth, princes walking upon earth.
Yeah.
You got it?
It says, we blessed, being persecuted, we suffered. Verse 13.
Yep.
Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world and are the
Also,
offscoring of all things unto this day.
we're the worst, the lowest, the shit, the grind, the filth.
Yeah.
Keep going.
The scum of the bottom of the earth.
Verse
Yeah.
14.
Hey, and not just Jake. Then the prophets, like us, especially in this time, we're even lower than them.
Yeah.
Low as Jake come down to us,
Yeah.
right? Keep
And
going.
see, and
Mhm.
like now in this time, they hate the prophets.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
we fucking up the party.
You know why?
And when the scriptures say a prophet shall not have honor in his own country, he meant that.
That shit magnified in
That
this
shit
captivity.
magnified
It's
it,
so
bro. Because you're against everything. We're not with
Yeah.
we're not with the alphabetical order that Esau
Yep, yep.
had put out. You know the L,
Yeah.
those alphabets. We're not with that.
It
We
really.
don't believe in women going get all of these surgeries. We don't believe in all that makeup.
We don't believe in equality.
in equality. We don't
Yeah.
believe in nothing that this place stands for.
Anything.
So that's what makes us such big of a target because it's plain and we're out, like I say, bold in your streets,
Mhm.
telling all of y'all that it's wicked,
And
right?
what really validates that point is look at Yahushua when he went to basically a field or like basically where not the ceremony, but it's like casket and shit was,
Mhm.
like the graveyard. They had those spears in the pig. When
Kind.
you cast them into that,
Yep.
that's
Oh, you talking about
ultimately-
Legion?
Yeah, the Legion. That's right. Ultimately the same thing is happening to these people. They hate it, and it's more magnified than what we're not honored today. For the simple fact that this is their last telling us, y'all ain't shit.
Yep.
They spirits deep inside them, they know that this is their last time telling us.
Everything is on 10 on this.
Everything is on 10, bro.
Everything's magnified on this.
Yep, this is the last captivity. So this is the last time you really get to tell the true rulers they not shit before we get to kick y'all ass.
And then that's even bad because you shouldn't even trying to get that last little bit because you finna get fucked up.
Yeah, you should be trying to see peace in it.
Yeah, all you're doing is making shit worse.
For you. For you.
Yeah.
But it been set up to be worse on their behalf. Even again, no matter how it looks.
I wish worse served was a word.
Worse again.
Right.
God.
You got that.
Verse
14.
14, it says, I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you.
And it goes back to verse 1. You can read verse 1, 2 and 1 from
2 Thessalonians 2 and 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto them.
The gathering, we're going to read verse 2, the gathering together is, now that's why we're able to warn you of all these bad and lowly situations that you're going to be in, thinking that's strange concerning the fiery trial,
Right.
that you may be tempted, that you may be tempted when you come to serve the Lord, that you get your mind right.
Yep.
Okay, keep going.
All it was like amping you up to get ready. Who was that? Judas had to amp him up. They had just got done fighting and he had to amp him.
Oh yeah, Maccabees, bro.
It was a
Yeah.
Well, he had to amp them up, and it's the same thing that the Lord is doing with us through the Spirit now.
Yeah.
You know, so they're ready because he's amping us up. Hey, you can make it through this.
Tell them why you mad, son.
The Lord turning you up through the Spirit, through the brothers around us. You know, because it's a gathering, right? Exhortating us, telling us, hey, you can do it. You got it out. You gonna make it through, man. That's the Lord through the Spirit, pounding each other up. Because while you telling it to me, you're saying it. So you believe for yourself. And while I'm looking at myself and you making me feel good, telling me I can make it do
You
your
start to believe
videos,
it.
I start to believe it. So now I'm gonna go make a video saying, hey, you brothers can do it. And it's just everything they're passing on.
All you doing is shaking up that tree. That's why I say I'm gonna stir you up. When you stir something up, you look. Shake it up.
So now everybody inside is one cup like ice. When you shaking the ice, the cup shaking. Everybody lit. Let's go.
We see the
run
chair.
out the paper. You know what I'm saying?
That's
what it
to the
is.
fire.
Yeah.
Let's go. We see the chair. I shut them on. We about to,
Yeah.
they about to forget us.
You got a football team that's gonna make that grand entrance. You know what I'm saying? We all finna
Everybody
run
raw.
out. Everybody in sequence. We about to beat this devil ass.
One sound mind.
One
Then we
sound
said that
mind.
the sequence goes into what? The harmonious balance.
Yeah.
You know? So everything's on one accord.
Yep.
You know?
The beat on point. Everything is on point.
Yeah.
Movement on point.
Yep.
When it goes to Revelation, when they say that only those that be of the Lord will sing the song.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to get to that. So as long as hit verse 2 and then he'll jump back.
Okay, come.
Matter of fact, if you could just hit verse 2 and then keep going after that.
Said it doesn't know.
Yeah, no, sure. Okay, now you read it.
Verse 2, it says, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, but be troubled.
Soon.
Or be
Don't
troubled.
be quick. Don't be quick to be having to
Make
be
not
mine.
hasten time
Yeah.
of trouble.
Yeah, Sirach 2.
Yeah.
See, it's Sirach 2.
He said, "Be not soon with a shaking mind.
Or be troubled.
Don't be easily moved.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be moving at all because you're subject to it. But soon, that means it's easy for you to get weak in the mind and just give up. You know, he say, don't be soon.
Hey, you see all the shit he saw coming with robots?
Yeah.
Fucking, what's the thing called 5G technology?
Yeah.
The chip, all the, how are we going to escape from that, bro? No Heavenly Father don't have to wait for us to escape.
Yeah.
You know, which in this verse right here, you see the Lord basically telling you, bro, master the flesh, bro. Overcome it, bro.
Cause it's gonna be, it's gonna kick your ass. This man got that in the flesh locked.
Yeah, he got that on
But
lock.
if your spirit and your mind is right, you're gonna be able to overcome. Yeah. You got that.
And it says, well, or be troubled. You go to Matthew 24. These were the things that the apostles was warned of. The prophets was warned of. Be ye not troubled.
Yeah, don't be worried.
Because guess what? They for your betterment.
Yeah.
When we see these things happen, we know what. That's why we went to camp, the second Ezra's 9, measure the time diligence. We know when it get that bad, that guess what? Our deliverance is at hand.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? So this was
But that's
ultimately
At that time, so Michael,
stand up.
hey, because we're gonna need that miracle. It's gonna say because this man is like God. He gonna have all types of. You gotta read.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
all in this.
it's
all in this.
Yeah.
Go and get it, brother.
Continuing on in verse
Good.
2. Or be troubled neither by spirit nor by word.
Ooh, what's about a spirit?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's telling you, you need of all things have what? Faith.
Yeah.
Have your spirit built up. You have that, you already won, kid.
Yeah, you don't want to let nothing be able to come before you and wave your spirit away. You know?
What can separate us from love
Yep.
of God? Yeah.
God, you got that real quick.
Alright, this is Colossians chapter 2, verse 7. It says, let me see, I'm gonna start at 6. It says, as ye have therefore received from my shot, Yahweh shall the Lord, so walk ye in him.
So guess what? As you have received it, what we received it from the apostles, the elders, the older brothers.
Passed down.
It was passed down. So guess what? Don't start to look at these brothers and say, what you taught me was bullshit.
Yeah.
You see? Don't go.
Know that you're shaking the mind. That's the first thing.
That's the first thing,
Yeah.
bro.
Don't go back and say that what we learned from you wasn't right.
That's right. What we learned from you went right. No, bro.
Yeah.
You received it right. Keep on going.
Yeah, you let that seducing spirit get a hold of you.
Yeah.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 7 it says, rooted and built up in him.
And that's so like it's just beautiful, bro. And that's why you see that these scriptures were passed down for us what in this time.
Yeah.
Are they not playing out? Whether we going into prophecy or similar chapters like this, bro, they're playing out before our face. You know? Which goes to show that what? The word of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is gonna forever stand, bro. Nothing can go against that. Right? You got
It says, rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith.
built up in who? Who?
Yeah, about your mouth shut.
We're talking being built up in the same person that's talking about the Hebrews who laid down his life for us.
Yep.
That's the same person.
Yep.
Being built up in him because guess what? Through him, we're gonna be able to be granted that salvation.
Built up. It's like making a black knight.
You have
No.
that what
You
foundation.
gotta have everything
I
on.
got
You got-
that word rooted.
You see,
Rooted,
like I'm saying,
slide.
being built up. He's telling you, put on your house shot. Put on that helmet. Put on those shoulder pads. Grab your shield. That's being built up. When you making a character on the game, you're building him up,
Yep.
right? You're building this character up to look the part, to be the part, to
Yep.
play a part, right? Because when he go out there and fight, he need his shield.
Mm-hmm.
He need his
Sword.
weaponry, his sword,
Yeah.
right? He need his armor, man.
Yep.
So this is what being built up and rooted in Yahweh. Guess what?
Which this is like spiritual boot camp.
Spiritual boot camp. Yep.
Yep. We
So-
gotta go through that before we be ready to go to war.
Yep. We don't go to any other tailor. We don't go to any other swordsman or blacksmith.
Yep.
We don't go to any other but Yahbashim Yahushua,
Yeah.
right? Because guess what? He has that secret armor. It's a certain armor that he gives us, so that we can, you know,
Tony Hansel.
yeah, we stand out. You know,
Yeah. You got that.
That's like when you get like that legendary armor, you feel me? It's
Yeah.
impenetrable,
yeah.
you know? And it's the best of the best. But this that word rooted. It says to strengthen the roots, to render firm, to fix, establish, cause a person or a thing to be thoroughly grounded.
Thoroughly. So you can't have this perfect ground right here. You gotta be all around where the roots
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
The roots is ultimately gonna flourish up. And guess what? That fruit, that the root or the tree.
That's why he
We're gonna
referenced
see
it as
it.
trees, because the root of a tree is hard. You can't move.
You can't
a tree
move
is not easily moved.
Right.
It's
You know, not from the root to what somebody. You can pick a flower up by the, you can pull that motherfucker up. The root come up. The Lord references us as trees. You can't move no tree, man.
Yeah.
You can't move no tree unless this tree weak and old, and a little bit of wind come through. You see motherfucking trees falling. It's weak. It's not rooted.
When
That's-
rooted.
And that's why it goes into the root, because the root is what ultimately that foundation.
Yep.
So you don't have the foundation that's what that rock, which is your house side.
Yep.
You not fucking gonna make
So
it.
that means your actions are going to be off. And if your actions off, that means your doctrine is
It's
off.
Yep.
You believe
But
it
it goes right back to that foundation.
Everything is going to be off if you hold the wrong foundation.
You got it, Rock.
they had one more definition. It said to establish deeply and firmly. It says to cause someone to stand immobile in fear or amazement.
So the Lord is gonna send forth that fear just to see if you able to work. That the Lord is gonna basically put that fear before you. See, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
Though he slay me, I will trust in him.
Yep.
Yeah. Shit, the scripture say, fear not them which kill the body, but fear him which can kill the soul and the body.
Yeah, because Job even said that he wasn't going to move, not the Lord move his course, but he said, at his presence, I fear.
Yep.
He was still scared in those times.
Mm-hmm.
But even though that fear was there, he
He
feared
trusted
more
in
than
the
the Lord.
Yeah, and that's why the scriptures tell you perfect love casteth out fear.
God.
If you got perfect love in Yahweh and being made perfect in love, guess what? Fear is going to drive it away because the Lord told us in the book of Jeremiah that he's going to increase us.
Mm.
Right? He's going to increase us in our latter times if we wait on him, if we trust in him. He's going to, like he said, I'm going to put you under my wing, under my feathers, right?
And that's why I said it, because it was the Lord already do. A lot of people was gonna come in, they was gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
They weren't gonna continue to follow me. You gotta know.
This is the book of Luke chapter 6, 48. It says, he is like a man with
Just
built.
go for verse like.
47. Whosoever cometh to me and like whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will shoot you to whom he is like.
Like, yeah.
Verse 48. He is like a man which built a house and dig deep.
Now, what's the first point of what building a house?
Yeah.
It's about to say it. It's about to say it.
Yeah.
It's about to say it.
God,
Verse 48. Continuing on, it says, built an house and dig deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, but was founded upon a rock.
It was on that slab.
which was
Yep.
what?
A house on a slab is hard to be moved.
Right.
You know, rather than a house on fucking piers.
Piers. Yep. God, yep.
Put
God.
this house on piers, that shit is gone.
Any little wind come, bro.
A tra- you got a
my
motherfucking mobile home. What you living in? A trailer?
Oh,
Gone.
What hold more weight, the house or the piers? The house. The piers, that shit just 15
That's like 15
pounds, bro.
pounds, bro.
Yeah.
Each pier like 15 pounds. You got 20 of these around one big ass house, like 850 square foot house. Bro, any type of wind comes, that bitch gonna be on the
Yeah.
ground when you make it.
And that's why the scriptures tell you that if ye faint in your time of adversity, your strength is
weak.
small.
That's smart.
You correlated. I was just waiting for y'all to get the analogies, but that's exactly what the scripture talk about. It's talking about when trouble arises in these last days. Are you founded to stay strong on your faith and you're about to outside, or is your strength small, or you gonna falter and be like, I need to default back to a carnal move, a
Yeah.
carnal action, you know?
Yeah, because we're learning to stay in the spirit. You know, we're learning. That's why the scriptures tell us that the love of Mashiach, if we love him, the love of him is being perfected in us. You know, it's being perfected. You're being crafted,
Yeah.
right?
Hold it.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's all I have. I mean, you let the scriptures.
You want it up.
49.
Yep.
Verse 49 says, but he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built a house upon the earth,
A fool.
A fool.
against which the
You an asshole. You ain't put no foundation. You ain't put that shit down.
This is three pigs.
Yeah.
Three pigs breakdown. We all should know that one. Yep.
You got it.
It says, foundation was built in house upon the earth against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it
So
fell.
when that temptation came, it didn't take no time to work that shit out. It was corresponds with Matthew 13.
Yeah.
You were deeply rooted in that song.
Yeah.
You know?
A book out, a house out of straw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big Bad Wolf.
that's the story.
He blew that shit down, man.
Yeah, Hurricane Lord told that shit down, bro. You get away from that song, bro. You know? That's what it's going to, bro. You wasn't worried, bro. The Lord ain't plant your seed and have you rooted, bro. You know? And that's really what the Lord is saying. To those that and we go to 2 Thessalonians 2, to those who are planted worthy and deeply rooted them, you know, those are going to be the ones that do it.
Yeah, he taking Corinthians. He said, for the day shall declare whatever a man sort he is,
First
either he
Corinthians
be made a stone, precious stone, hay, stubble, or clay.
You know, see
Whatever
what
your
I'm saying?
house is made of,
That's right.
it's going to get beat down.
It ain't talking about your physical house. It's talking about you.
Yep.
We're the house. It tells you in First
We're the
Corinthians,
temple.
so you not know that you're the temple of Yahweh you outside.
Yep.
And guess what? If you haven't been brought with that price, hey, you should know where you stand, bro. You
You
know?
still on the shelf.
You still on the shelf.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right.
But I had a good grip.
Okay, you grab
Shit,
it.
the Lord spent $144,000.
Yeah.
You ain't get picked, shit. You on the shelf, bro.
Like 44,000 people. Yeah, I'm getting y'all shit, y'all make it back here.
This is Luke chapter 8. I'm gonna start at 11. It says, now the parable is this: the seed is the word of the Most High. Those by the wayside are they that hear and come with the devil and take away the word out of their hearts.
Hey, that shouldn't be able to happen to you.
Yeah,
If you have an established foundation,
Kind.
nothing should be able to separate you.
The description Luke, what is 23 or 23? I mean 22 or 23. It says Satan has desired to sift you as meat. Sift goes into the word siniazo, which means by inward agitation to try your faith to the verge of overthrow. So Satan shouldn't be able to come in and overthrow you if you deeply rooted, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I
Like,
should just tell you, be slow to anger, and even the world, people in the world tell you don't be fast to get mad because you're showing the other person that they have power over you.
Yeah.
Right?
Jake don't even look like that in everyday world. If you really paid attention to that shit, you like, oh, man, she just owned his ass.
Yeah.
Like you know, you go to other places and stuff. That's how they talk, bro.
Yeah.
The whole time, you dead ass serious.
Yeah. And that brother precept fire because it goes to those on the wayside. Saying at the beach you got water, right?
Yeah.
What does that water do? That water comes on shore. It
Pull
comes
it
on
out.
shore, and it's coming out. It's coming in.
Yeah,
Comes out.
digging
some
up
of that
all that
sand
sand.
also.
Whatever's digging that sand, it's pulling it
Yeah.
out.
And it
Like
shows
that.
you too, nothing can grow unless it be put into the soil. You can't just throw those shit on top of something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
wishful
no.
flower. That shit gotta be put in there, bro.
And break it all down, don't it?
Yeah, it do.
It says, lest they should believe and be saved. Continues the point. It says, they on the rock are they, which when they hear receive the word with joy. All right, so they get the word. It says, and these have no root, so they don't properly have that foundation. You know, they're not deeply rooted. They're not firm.
They taste the sweet.
God,
They have to taste that bitter.
they're bitter.
Yeah,
You know?
that's not built upon the rock. That's just sitting on
Yeah,
top of the rock.
Right.
Ain't got no deepness of earth.
It says,
Yeah, it's like you motherfucking driveway or something.
Exactly.
it says that these have no root, which for a while believe.
Yeah.
All right.
Some of them will spring up that roll through concrete. Some of them-
Yep, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
It says, and in time of temptation, fall away.
That's it. So anytime a car drive past it, the
Yeah.
wind go too hard, somebody accidentally kick it, it's gonna break down because it didn't have anything around it to be stable. Right.
You picture just imagine your head kicking a big ass rock with a little bit of soil on it. When you kick it, the all will come off the rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not gaining nothing from it. You knocking everything you just learned.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what's happening with Jake through that process. Like, nah, bro, you not rooted. Get out of here. You know? Don't even be thinking about my ways.
I don't know if y'all read it, but the scripture say those that are not rooted say they remain for a while, but as soon as persecution and affliction
Yeah, that's
start around
it.
them,
That's a precept.
That's it.
That's the one you quoting, I think, is from Matthew.
Yeah.
This is Luke. The 13th. The 13th. This is what Luke you read?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
okay. Yeah, Matthew 13, because he was like, it's given unto you, know, make sure the kingdom will go down.
Yep.
Yeah, man,
I had a definition too as well. The word stable.
Yep.
It says not likely to give way or overturn, firmly fixed.
And we fix it. Locked
Wisdom and
in.
knowledge shall be the stability of thy tongue.
Good. The strength of salvation. The
Yep.
fear of the Lord is his strength.
But
Right.
that's what the Lord have with the elect. It's already fixed and implanted or embedded in the election. You do it.
Yeah.
It's firmly fixed. It's like the Lord, all the Lord gonna do when those times come is really that switch on.
Yeah, that's what it say fixed. Like the Lord say, "What let every man be persuaded in his mind." Our minds are made up.
Yep. There's no turning back.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean that was pretty much it. Definition.
You in Corinthians and Thessalonians, right?
First Corinthians chapter 2 verse 2, that ye be not soon shaken in mind.
It's
Well,
Thessalonians, right?
Thessalonians, right?
That's what I said. Huh?
When you said
Oh,
Thessalonians.
Salaki.
Yeah.
Second Thessalonians
Yeah.
chapter 2 verse 2.
Right.
It says that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand.
Don't let this letter scare you.
Yeah.
That you be like, oh, I don't know, man. They gonna come and get us. I don't know, man. The devil is big, man. He's strong. A lot of they out there got that fear.
Yeah.
Like, how we gonna come up against him? He got a military. He got drones. He got.
Yeah.
So what, man?
And Apostle Paul was saying that all in
Yeah.
writings. He was like,
Yeah.
he say, yeah, go through what you gonna. He say, be what you are now, and don't bitch up when you
Yeah.
get to the end. That's what Apostle Paul was telling him, bro.
Keep that same
Yeah,
energy.
keep that same energy. Y'all was all who blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Be that same man in that time. And that's why the Lord said, hey, he that is filthy still, let him be filthy still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous. Right? Because he told Apostle Paul also told him, he said, well, let us eat and drink today, for tomorrow we die. So have it on your mind and just knowing that this is what we signed up for.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I got one.
And that's why, because if you look at it in today's time, when you get a mail, when you get mail, once you open it and you read it, it's serious business.
Yeah.
No matter if it's built or not, guess what? It was sent straight to you. Likewise, these scriptures. You know, that's why I say, don't be soon shaking in mind. Look, I know you're gonna read what I'm telling you in this, but guess what? It's all for your betterment. You know?
And Paul always followed up with good information to keep their spirit strong. And
Yeah.
He didn't just drop, I got bad news.
Yeah.
And then in the letter, he
Yeah.
always built them back up at the end. Yeah.
And he understood how hard it was going to be.
Yeah.
This flesh is a hard thing to overcome. Our Lord, Yahushua, it said he was sweating drops of blood. You know, so it's just showing, the power that this flesh actually have. And I actually meditate and think on that a lot of times. But our spiritual is way more stronger.
Way more.
It's way more stronger because who's of the spirit? Yahushua.
Right.
He's going to increase us and give us what we need to overcome this shit, man. But we just got to believe. He said he that had the faith of a grain of a mustard seed shall move mountains, man. Right? A mustard seed is it's the smallest seed, but it grows up to be the biggest tree.
When it's frost.
Right?
And of all the herbs, I think it's one of the most potent flavors to be so small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Verse 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Now I can say historically we have already fallen away. Okay, when we have been, Lamentations, we have seen it.
Yeah, we have the day that we waited for.
Well, yeah, we have seen Israel completely destroyed. It said, is this the city that they call the excellence, beauty, and perfection? They seen the greatest people on the planet in the lowest position come down to zero, right? To the bottom.
And they glorified.
And they gloried in that, right?
The same thing will happen here.
Which is why they believe that they can be God, because they believe that their hand solely was the one that did that, but the Most High is who actually did that.
Yeah.
And just like He did it to us, somebody grab 1 Samuel 2. Yeah, 1 Samuel 2.
6.
Yep. We'll read down to about 9 or so.
He go really a little further.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By no man's strength shall prevail.
See, he's gonna say all that. Yeah.
Shall no man prevail. I'll grab it if I can read it.
Whoever got it.
I'm good. It's 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6. Says the book.
God damn.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, he was right to it.
Yeah, bro.
It's 1 Samuel 2 and 6. It says, for the Most High Yahweh will kill it and make it alive.
Yep. This is just showing you the type of power he had of life and death, boy.
It says, he bring it down to the grave and build it up.
And that's us. He brought us down from the grave, and he's in the process of building us up.
Yeah.
Back to the high level of kings on earth again. From the time of David to even greater.
Yeah, because he called us a worm.
Yeah.
One thing about a worm is when you he at the bottom.
And what's
He gonna come up.
What's the heat that the Lord put to where we come up? That word.
Yeah.
The Lord puts the word through our this soil.
Yeah.
To the lowest of the low to come up. And that's why everybody else, when you go to Isaiah 14, is gonna say, well, now how is you to come down to like where we are?
Yeah.
And I like this saying. The brother Ra'ad from Nebraska actually said this saying that stuck with me. Pain is weakness that leads to pride.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So by pain being the weakness, the infirmities, that weak nature, right? This flesh
The flesh,
is actually leaving.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We have a spiritual being that's within us. That's really that power. You know, that light figure that we're trying to, you know, actually break out of these chains, overthrow this pain and flesh, man.
Right.
It says, the Lord make it poor, stripping us from wisdom. And
Yeah. That's because our riches is
the
in
riches
that.
is the true
Yeah.
wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, and make it rich.
And make us rich, giving us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Yep, and good health.
And like he told Solomon, and with all of those things, when he asked for the wisdom, what did he get? He got both.
Yeah,
Because
both.
wisdom brings it to a kingdom and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah,
that's why the book
crazy.
of Matthew tells you what basically set your hearts on the kingdom first, and
Yeah.
everything's gonna be
Yeah,
added
that's
to
what
it.
it is.
Yeah. Because the
In
Lord
order to
now
rule
knows
the
your
kingdom.
intentions.
Yep.
It's like in the world, you got somebody that's just so money hungry, oh, it's about the money. I need to get the money. I need to do this. But your intentions are not pure when you get this money. The Lord's want to see if your intentions is pure. So if your intentions is pure, your
You're
first
not
answer is going to be like Solomon. Say, I want this so that I can do this. Everybody got an objective. He told you what he wanted in his objective when he
Anybody remember what Solomon actually said?
He asked for wisdom, knowledge, understanding to rule the world.
Yeah.
To rule such a great
A
people.
great people like Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our people are peculiar, and I need to be able to figure these people out.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
understand
yeah.
These people.
And knowing too, so like in knowing too, if I fuck up with the Lord's people, I won't get fucked up. So there's no
Yeah.
way I'm about to be out
I
here
need your-
judging righteous,
by myself.
unrighteous. Yeah.
I need your help.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me that, and he said, because you asked for that, my guidance to guide you with my wisdom, I'm going to give you that and everything you didn't ask
Yeah,
for.
and that's not. Oh, I don't want to say that. But I was gonna say I don't want to go to. I don't want to divert.
Yeah,
but that also shows that Solomon was who we believe he was.
Was
in
it
the
how-
spirit,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he got everything that from the Father. The Father gave him everything.
To do what? Rule the Lord's people, Israel. The Lord said, when you go to Matthew, what? I would say in Israel, a governor will
Yep.
spring out of what?
Yep.
The lawns of Judah.
Yep.
How you gonna rule the whole nation if you don't have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? The Lord gave everything to you.
Yeah, it's the same. That's what I was gonna say. The same thing. He gave Yahushua everything. He put everything under Yahushua. So when he was Solomon, as a father, hey, I'm gonna give you everything. There you go. There you go. That's my son right there. Hey, here you go. That's your allowance.
You gonna get it back.
A son,
You gonna
a son come to you every month. You know, when that
Yep.
son come to get that allowance, every time the Lord came home, he his allowance, right? His blessing. You know, when he was Isaac, hey, look, I got that blessing for you that I gave you. Yeah, take that. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know.
But we understand, yeah, that's how we understand, right?
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep, we got it, bro.
It says, he make it rich and bring it low and lift it up.
Mm-hmm.
He
It's saying everything, but it's saying it itself. That's plain. We got it.
It says he raised up the poor out of the dust.
Now we're the poor, but he first did it unto Edom.
Mhm.
Brought them from the poor to the
Yeah.
top of the mountain, and he gonna reverse that road when he put the movie Trading Places with Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
He took one of them from the poorhouse to the big house, and he took the other one from the big house to the poorhouse.
Yeah.
But the biggest trick is reversing it, and only the Most High put that in his movie. Yep.
Because nobody see that coming.
Exactly. The
Nobody see
underdog
that coming.
story.
Yeah.
But it'll tell you later on this. They think that they're gonna continue to glory, but guess what? It says by no man's strength. Going
Yeah.
to your Edom's
Could you
carnality.
grab Daniel 4:17?
Yeah, because it tell you about a horse goes into power, symbolization of strength. It says a horse is a vain thing in the time of battle. Now you would think that that's the most important thing in the time of battle is power and strength and numbers, but the Lord say that's a vain thing because who you going up against, right? You're thinking that you're fighting against these men that are outnumbered, but your numbers really don't mean shit, right?
Hit that.
Hit that.
No, hit that right.
This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watches
Mm-hmm.
and the
And
demand.
the seers and the prophets are watching, and this has been true about every kingdom on the earth. Yeah.
It says, and the demand by the word of the holy ones
Mm-hmm.
to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
To the intent that the living, those upon earth, may understand and know that the kingdom of heaven. Say what again?
It says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of
That the
men.
Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, no matter who's on the throne. We know that in the time of the Persians was actually cool with us.
Yeah.
They was ruling over us, but they wasn't. What's the word? They wasn't real.
Right.
What you say?
Right. Hardship.
Yeah,
It wasn't like harsh.
Yeah.
Harsh.
It wasn't brutal and all
Yeah,
that.
brutal.
It was,
That's
but
right.
they just had us exactly right, bro. That's the word. Yep. You got it right.
Continuing on, it says, and give it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it, the basis of men.
And this is literally what's going on. He can take you from rags to riches, from the very bottom to the top, and from the top to the bottom. And
Yeah.
that's what happened to us. We went from the top to the bottom. That was that prophecy in Daniel that he took us from King David all the way down
Yeah.
to the level now.
Yeah.
If one of any of the people, Israelites in Babylonian, the Babylonian Empire, Babylon had ever seen it, they would, oh my God, I could never be eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they would look at us like we crazy
Yeah.
for the regular stuff that we think is okay. But going from that to where we about to go,
Yeah.
It's a whole
man, is
Yeah.
no one's been that high before.
And I was gonna say, that's why the Lord said,
That's it on.
what the Lord said, what fret not at the evildoers, because when you see them with riches and shit, the Lord say, fret not at them because ye know not their end. And I think it's another one. It's like
It's
a
a-
couple of them
Yeah.
where he was like, you know not how they got it or
Yeah.
something.
You
Just
talking about
paraphrase.
Sirach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 11 or something around there.
I'm
10,
trying to
11.
remember exactly how I said. I can't remember. I don't want to butcher, but
Yeah, fret. Yeah. I'm gonna look, but you got it, guys.
they all just.
We got actually we
yeah, we got a lot of
a chapter to go to. Yeah.
It's this First Samuel 2 and starting at verse 8. It says he raises up the poor
I
out
was
of
a
the
lot.
dust.
Where you at?
First Samuel 2.
Oh, First Samuel. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. This is First Samuel 2 and 8. It says he raises up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill.
This applies to that second chapter of Thessalonians, because he's gonna be like the Most High. Talking about Esau, he got to that highest level like the Most High, but he was never like the Most High. He was never called a son of the Most High. We were called the sons of the Most High.
Yep.
We are gods, but we shall die like men, right?
Not like men. Yep.
Yeah. So we're the ones that's supposed to be in that top spot.
Yep.
So this is why this is applicable, because you're gonna take us from this lowly slave position, homeborn slave, right?
Yeah.
Up to the top position again, but like higher than any man on the earth.
On earth.
There you go.
Yeah,
Like
I
that.
said,
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
the beggar from the dunghill.
Yeah.
With Lazarus.
Yep.
He kind of constantly were eating after those crumbs, and then
Mhm.
the Lord gonna lift us up from there, to where we don't have to be partakers of those
Yeah.
fucking wicked things.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
in the book of Psalms, he was like, our bellies cleaving to the earth.
Yep.
Yeah.
To show that how low we are.
Mhm.
Face down there.
Yeah.
Right.
We had that certain position for a
Yeah.
while.
We got that dust on us. What the Lord said, well, I have the heathen come before thee to lick the dust of thy feet to show thee that I have loved thee.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And that's not talking about James Kim hitting the highways, bro, and you making them lick your Timbs and shit.
No. That's still out there, man.
You got
That's still out
things
there.
that want that vain
I
glory.
never got mine, but brother in the camp I was in did it a couple times. But we was young, man, But now, come on, that's
Yeah,
about
bro.
your understanding. They're gonna be
Yeah.
confused about certain understandings that you're gonna have the breakdowns for. It's gonna be clear and
You
understood.
got all kind of rocks and shit on your Timbs. Lick them,
Yeah.
No, bro, get out of here, bro.
Good.
Just accept your judgment. Let them meet up with you, bro.
Yeah.
The scripture tell you that what Edom got basically a trail of blood chasing them.
Yeah, he said,
The blood pursue you.
Yep.
That blood pursuing you, bro.
Ezekiel 35.
35.
It's ultimately, gonna come to an end to where it catches up with you. So, hey,
Yeah, everything.
as far as us, we don't want you to lick our kicks. I said fresh. We don't want you
Yeah,
to
yeah. You don't just chain them with your lips. The heathen lips from
Yeah, just say it nice. Hey, just accept your judgment and enjoy your kingdom, bro. Because before you know it, the Lord is coming to snatch it away.
Yeah.
The same person that gave it to you, you go to Job 9:4 says what the earth was given.
Yeah.
So just the same way it's been given, it's gonna be taken away.
And that's when you said that was more on there. No?
Yeah, kind.
Yeah, it's gonna tie right in the back to where you was at.
Yeah, I want Esau crafty ass around my shoes. Taking this off my feet. Oh.
I mean, that's because they know that was fucking black Timbs and shit, better than shit. Want me to the throne of glory.
Yeah, we gonna inherit the throne of glory.
Right.
Yeah.
it says, for the pillars of the earth, or Yahweh Shem Shai, and that set the world upon them. That's going to us.
Yeah.
You know, we are those pillars.
Yeah,
Yahweh Shem Shai will establish
yeah.
us. You know, when you, if brothers ever did those bullshit ass concrete, you gotta build a little bridge. Those pillars go 80 feet in the ground, and guess what? From that point, they're unmovable.
Yeah.
Going right back to Colossians 2.
Yeah.
You cannot move once a pillar is established in the earth, bro.
Yeah.
Why? If that pillar holds a whole lot of weight, to hold a whole bridge with a capacity of maybe 8,000 cars, you know, on that one pillar. That's really symbolic to what the elect having 2/3 upon our backs in this time,
Yeah. And
along
also,
with all the hell that we catch.
also, if he putting up new pillars, that means it's old pillars that's coming down.
That's coming out, yo.
Yeah.
They gotta be replaced.
Yep.
They've been worn out. The bridge collapsing over here. Y'all not feeding the flock. You causing my people still to go off.
Yeah.
So and that's why we go to Isaiah 1. It says, well, the Lord is going to restore the judgments as at the first. Those first judgments didn't go off, you know. By way of prophecy, things had to happen, you know. But guess what? Those same men that was ruling the earth then, we're here to now.
Yeah. That's why I say, what I would definitely raise ye up prophets in Babylon.
In Babylon,
This was
God.
after Babylon.
Absolutely,
So,
yep. God. It says, for the pillars of the earth, or Yahweh Shem Shai, and he has set the world upon them. What world is this talking about? It says he will keep the feet, going right back. It says he will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. So Edom is going to come with these so-called army, this so-called mechanism, defense system. But at the end, guess what? It says by strength. You can be strong as you want.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you're going against, that's why it says, what shall separate us from the truth? You know?
yeah, because you look at it, those pillars, you know, he gonna set those pillars up, basically bringing us to that new kingdom that we're looking for.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
So that's why he told you, look, by strength shall no man prevail. Esau, no matter how strong you is, your kingdom is going down, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
That's right.
And no matter how strong you are, whatever it is you think you got, your military might, I'm coming to take it.
That
Right?
same mentality being 2/3 Jake. Jake, no matter how many guns or how physically strong you think you are, you ain't taking the kingdom established by the Most High down. And right now, Esau Edom's kingdom is established. You can't bring him down by that. You gotta bring him down with the Most High's power.
You gotta, that shows power, bro. We not out here marching, holding arms with guns, shooting at police. We're not doing none of that. We're not trying to break it. None of that.
That's
We're
true power, bro.
We're beating you with just words. They say sticks and stones shall break my bones, and words never hurt. But you being hurt.
This shit being cut to the marrow.
You know how you in school, you clown that motherfucker, you grilling his ass.
You gonna come back with a gun?
Yeah, you feel me? He sitting up quiet, he embarrassed, he ain't got nothing to say. That's what we doing to Esau, man. Manipulating you, hurting you with these words we have about you outside. You hate to hear that the Lord is coming. You didn't want to see that scroll be popped open.
Yeah.
Da, 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 and you gotta read off the scroll. You didn't want that. You know, so when we're reading off the scroll, telling you exactly what the scroll say, the king say, he coming to do this to your ass, he gonna do this. This was gonna come and happen. There's nothing you can do to stop what he about to shoot over here. So just get ready for your death. Zero.
And that's what big, like even on the block, when you got people come up, I kick on your ass, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna shoot, I'm gonna everything out. Bro, we serve the power that control you, and you gonna tell us some shit? What you about to do to us? Lord, I know he full of bullshit. Because guess what? You said, who shall charge my elect? Motherfucker, get out of here before I put a death curse on your ass. And you ain't gonna make it home. You might not make it home, bro. You know? But that's the power we serve, bro. Once the Lord established those pillars, like we went into Ecclesiastes 11, no matter where that tree fall at, you know, that's where it's gonna be at. That's those pillars, bro. They unmovable. The only thing that's gonna get us moved out of here is the chariots, bro. That's it.
I had a cool. This is Hosea 65, you know, the overlap. It says, therefore I have hewed them by the work. It's like I'm reading the chapter. Hosea 65, it says, therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. When you hew something, you know, You cut it down.
Right.
It says, I have
Now
slain.
the prophet going out here cut motherfuckers' neck and
Yeah,
that's what Edom like to portray that we doing.
And also,
It's all through the word.
also that's that. We'll say that that tree that corrupt tree that brings forth evil
Shall
fruit.
we hewn down?
Hewn down and cast in the fire.
By what?
That's that tree being cast down by the church, by those prophets, those
Yeah.
true
Yeah.
prophets.
Wow.
We are casting these, these phonies down and exposing motherfuckers for what they really are. Through the spirit probably about Shimon Shah. That's how that tree is being hewn down and over the fire, man.
Because when you
Esau Edom, your tree is being hewn down.
This shit already set up down the
Yeah.
line, but he really getting on Jake because he when you go to John 3:20, John 3:17 on down to like 20, you know, all those that do it evil, hate it, coming to the light. When you come to the light, guess what? Oh, I gotta kill you with the word.
Yeah,
I gotta chop you down through the spirit, bro.
yeah.
In order really to make sure that you start
Yeah,
walking
it's
that
not a bad
straight
thing, you know, Jake, like you say, well, I gotta kill you with these words. Jake really have to die.
Yeah.
You gotta die.
Spiritually,
We did.
Yeah, we did, so
We
we
wrong. The old
wrong.
man
Yeah.
is gone. You know, we're still working to completely get the old man out of there. But that new man is thriving right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continuing on, it says, I have slain them by the words of my mouth.
Slave. That means you bro.
Kill.
You know how you beat somebody ass on Mortal Kombat? They don't hit you at one
Well,
at all.
yeah,
Flawless
yeah.
victory.
Yeah.
You
Well,
slay
that's
that
why I
slaughter. You
Y'all
know?
played it? Both for the Vampire Slayer?
Kai.
Motherfuckers going through
Yeah.
real havoc on shit.
It says, I'm gonna go back a little bit. It says, I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as light that go forth.
By the word of, he said by the word of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just showing that, bro. These are the words y'all about to shot. And the world hates the Lord. They hate the
They don't have
Lord.
a problem with us.
They was mad when your house shot finna be born. They didn't give a fuck that Hero was seeking his life. Harold. Yeah, I said Hero. I mean, y'all still got that.
Yeah, that was back in Thessalonians, right?
Yeah.
Second Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3 says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that they shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Who is Esau Edom? Everybody knows, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who he
Say
is.
being revealed, that man of sin. Because who committed the first crime? Esau, you. He was the first one to commit crime,
They
man.
ain't dirty head.
Yep.
He committed the first murder, right? And that vibration has been off in the earth, in the world, ever since him, right?
I'm gonna ask you, when was the first time you did that murder?
With his brother, huh? Abel.
When he lied to Eve.
Sure did. Lies to Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before.
Yeah,
God.
yeah. You got it go out.
Verse 4.
Oh, hey, that's what That's another thing. You motherfuckers at the twin with each other, man. So that's why he say for the beginning of sin came from her. And we all died.
Yeah. Because he believed it.
Yeah.
It goes to show he had already had this shit embedded in him. Motherfucker lied.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, motherfucker try to go and bring forth an offering, but guess what? Wait,
You
you
feel
lying.
some bullshit, yeah.
You lying, bro.
Yeah.
What's the first thing the Lord hate? A lie.
Lying tongue.
The what's one of the things the Lord created? Edom. After Jacob, Edom.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro. Y'all brothers, but guess what? The Lord said he gonna hate the elder.
Oh,
Get
man.
out of here, bro.
You gotta go.
Verse 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God.
Who did that?
Yeah.
You go to Isaiah 14.
Hey,
I'm gonna be like the Lord.
So somebody said, did the Asians do that? No. They don't do stuff the most high.
You know
No
what
other
they-
nation do that shit,
They
bro.
play their role.
Yeah.
Everybody play their role.
Yeah.
So we
They
know it's
never
not
put
them.
themselves as the chosen people of the Most High. Now, because of Abraham, the Arabs kind of try to slide themselves in there. But when we bring out the truth about it, they be like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, they don't really make a big deal. But who make a big deal?
Esau.
Esau make a big deal because he feel he was supposed to be in that
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
In his spirit, he feel like he got cheated.
Yeah. They hate
You
that
did that
life.
stuff.
And Ishmael's dirty ass, they know that they can't fit where they supposed to
Exactly.
be at.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They still got their blessing to this day.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers winning over there, bro.
Yeah. And he.
Dubai was
That's
on
loud, bro.
Yeah, Duval 10, that's just like a
That's
Vegas time.
I was gonna say something. I took it to Genesis with like Cain and Abel. I want to reference Cain again. His sacrifice wasn't pleasing to the Lord.
No.
So he was jealous of his brother. That was his
Yes.
whole point of doing, and it all trickled down now to today.
He still
You
had
hate
his
your
favorite
lineage.
Lord.
How the fuck you hate your lineage?
Yep.
You hate your lineage, so now you want to try and come and steal your brothers. You want to come and steal what your brother got. You still jealous from that shit that happened.
You
Yeah.
mad
You know what I'm
really at
saying?
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
So,
mad at
right,
yourself and you taking it out on yourself, even though you know it's multiple people that come out of one lineage.
Yeah.
You mad at yourself for some shit that you did way back then.
Mhm.
You won't kill your own people now.
And I didn't even know what Esau said. He what he say? He beguiled me. He beguiled me.
Yeah.
These 2 times.
He's too smart.
Yeah.
He only knew about the
What
1 time.
Yeah.
He didn't know about what happened with him and
Yeah.
the birthright.
Yeah.
Sell me the day this birthright. He didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Not knowing that they was tied together. I just didn't even when did this shit happen. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
But it still played out that Jacob got both as he was
Yeah.
according to prophecy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, God, dude.
But the whole time you
said-
forgot him.
Yeah.
You went in there like you didn't just promise this man something. So that just showed that Esau not a man that fucking word.
Yep.
He a liar. He crafty. He a snake.
Agreed.
And,
Right.
and everything
Yes,
you
sir.
saying is what has revealed him today.
Yep.
To be what?
That fingerprint is the son of perdition,
Yep.
the damn devil, the wicked that the Bible speaks of.
Yep.
Yeah, you got it.
But that is worship, so that he is a power seated in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
He's the
Who
only
the fuck print
yeah,
these
you got it.
images off?
You
Who
got it.
print these images off of the all gods throughout all earth?
Yep.
Edom, motherfucker got control over everything. He's putting in his church houses, or his seminar schools.
No. In every church house.
Every
In
church- yeah, every-
synagogue.
Oh my goodness. I just thought of something. Y'all watch the show Lucifer on Netflix?
I ain't
Nah, I
seen it.
heard it was
Yeah.
good.
Let me tell you the bitch that nigga did. Look, this God, the Father,
Right.
came back black. Cool, I'm with it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about time. You know what I'm saying? But what they did was made him weak as hell. Look, they made him not want to be God anymore.
Stop.
So he took his powers and he hid his powers. Now let me tell you why I'm bringing this out. Esau crafty to the bitch. Lucifer was white, right?
Of course.
So they took Lucifer and made him go through this big ass battle against Ariel, Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? That big ass shit. Long story short, Lucifer ended up being God and being able to be in heaven. So, you know, just to show that, like I say, that he set himself up to be worshipped and
Mhm.
placed himself in the place of the Most High.
He
That's what he did in the show, though. He
Yeah.
basically took the image of the Lord, what's supposed to be an image of the Lord. What's
Yeah.
that nigga name? That be,
Children.
the black Jake that be on the commercials with that deep ass
Oh,
voice.
is it
Allstate.
Allstate?
The Allstate nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga. So they had that nigga up there with
Yeah.
white hair and all that shit. 'Cause, you know,
I forgot his
the
name.
depiction. That's how he looked.
Right.
Casting him down. They basically had him fall away to a woman. And
Mm-hmm.
Esau was now made God. And the whole thing with Lucifer, which was Esau, he didn't like the way God ran things.
Yep.
He didn't like the order. So it's the same thing now here. They're
Yeah.
putting it out here, but
We
they
don't like, they don't like
they
that.
don't like the order.
Now here's where the book or the movie or whatever goes off from the actual real story. What they in Christianity tell it the way you just said it too.
Mhm.
They don't put things in a natural order in its actual place. They act like when Esau wins, it's in the book of Revelation. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not
Yeah.
the end of how that works.
Yeah.
That's into how you want it to end, but this ain't it. It's just that your end in Revelations don't end with you winning.
Yep.
It ends with someone else winning.
Somebody
you can't
else
be
on
the
top.
you can't be the other guy that oppress everybody and then you win at the end. It don't work that way.
Yeah.
Somebody got to come up against you.
And they know that.
Yeah, they know.
Because what their movies do.
Mhm.
They have somebody get their ass beat, which is supposed to be the main character.
They gonna say
Right? They be one motherfucker come say they like, whoa, where this motherfucker come from? He's supposed to be
He's
dead.
dead,
This
yeah.
nigga in the ice and shit, marinating and shit. Like, you know,
Come back
just
to life.
come back to life and shit. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
really us.
But that just shows that they
They
know
know.
that it's a L, bro.
Yep. But that's why they changed the identity,
The identity, yeah.
of who it is.
So now, Jake, when they see a white Messiah being painted, they like, damn, ain't no such thing as salvation. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lose hope.
Yeah.
In the scripture, the ungodly will say, there is no God, in their
Yeah.
heart there is no God. That's,
Yeah.
that's what they begin to do because they don't want to believe in that. the best thing for you Edomites to be is atheists, man.
Yep.
If you just be an atheist, it'll be all right because you ain't supposed to believe that there's a God. You don't want there to be a God because if it is, you in trouble.
Yep.
And
All the
that's
shit you done did on earth.
that's one thing I question
That's what this
before the
chapter
truth.
going into.
God, that's one thing I kind of question before the truth. Like, bro, if this dude really white, bro, we fucked.
Esau
Right,
tried.
right.
Like you see the, I'm like, bro, I see the shit they going to us every day
Yeah.
on the news and
Mhm.
throughout history.
Yeah.
So how much more him, bro? He got all power, bro.
Bro,
He
Esau-
fuck us over.
And he get it in.
Hey, he come down, bro. He good and shit.
And he knew how Israel went off, got saved. He tried to stop that shit. That's what he trying to stop us from getting salvation. But the Lord did was, I know your ass gonna try to stop salvation and had him just going off and all kind of other shit and had him forget about me. I know what you was gonna try and do, but that's why I gave a remnant
Yep.
that was gonna come back to me.
Yep.
So through that remnant, all y'all gonna come back, but y'all gotta die though.
That's why the Lord say shit, have not I saved the remnant.
Yep.
And, there should be no flesh to be saved. You know, just Roman prayer for it. You know?
That's one.
Verse 5, it says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things?
Right?
Yep.
It says, and now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in this time.
It's like
In his
algebra.
time.
Algebra is math, right? Math is kind of truth. Algebra, you just needed a missing variable to be put in place.
Yep.
And that's what it was for me. Like, okay, now we know the chosen people are Israel, or the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, and the Israelite foreigners that scattered across the four corners of the earth, that amongst the heathen that may even look like the heathen. You put them into that spot of Jacob or Israel.
Yeah.
Then you fill in the variable of this talk about the wicked being the so-called white man. Everything lines up crystal clear now. Now you can see the whole equation to break it down.
Yeah. And then you know Esau been wicked because they've been writing about his ass.
Yeah. Eve right there.
You got that.
Verse 7 it says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let.
Now the mystery of iniquity, we've been wondering who's been this devil in the earth.
Yep.
Like it says in Job 9:24, we've been told, right?
Even the city's ages.
Happened. Yeah. Colossians 1 and 26.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Job 9:24 was saying, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
He
He covers the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? Who else is all the wickedness in the earth? Who else has done that? It all fits to this man, his history, and he glorifies himself in his history. Called himself the conquerors. But you're not just a conqueror. You know, you ain't just a discoverer. You
Yeah.
went and conquered people to discover that.
Yeah.
You went and took people down to do that. So your history is proven against you, and that's why the mystery of iniquity already work, and it has been revealed.
Yeah.
Because your dumb ass marked it down for your
Yeah.
history,
Yeah.
and now it's on the internet. We can
Yeah.
access it in
Yeah.
these last days.
Yeah.
They
That's
can
like
discover you still all kind of land
Yeah.
and shit.
that's my
happened.
thing. You cannot take away history. It's like dating a female. You do
Mhm.
some bullshit when you first with this girl. Time go by, you trying to get back with her. She ain't gonna fuck with you because y'all got history.
You
Yep.
remember it.
That history that's like a record. Bro, we have the records of you. Like they have in school, they got the records of all your grades, your
Yeah.
transcript. You got a
Transcript.
transcript.
Yep.
Esau, you got a transcript, bro.
I just recently went to get a transcript. Show you that shit still exists, bro. Like 5 years
Yep.
ago.
What they said with these manifestos, or no, Chris Hansen on that Today the Predator, or whatever that shit is, the
Yeah.
Predator.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
filled, yeah.
the transcript
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
I'll have the condoms and the alcohol. This is a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, fuck.
I can't get out of this shit. I was coming for this.
Yep.
You know, like, it's witnessing against you.
Yeah.
So it's proven that you were the person that sent
Yeah.
these text messages, and you came with intent to do some fucked up shit.
Hey, you know what's funny?
You try to run
You know, when niggas get exposed, they like, man, that wasn't even me. Motherfucker, you got your icon picture, your phone number.
Yeah.
Your phone number on here. One thing that you cannot change is your phone number. You cannot change your social. You can't change none of that shit. Whatever is marked to identify you, that's what it is, and that's what the Lord did. He identified Esau in the scriptures. If you can't prove who Esau is by his actions, I gave you how that motherfucker look. Let's go to Genesis.
And it's the thing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful damn point. It's like Edom went to a little girl house, did some fucked up shit, and guess what? Nigga leave and drop his ID.
Yeah.
We got you, bro. Your
Man.
fingerprints on that hoe,
He
your
took the
name,
panties,
Yeah.
the DNA in there still, like, damn.
your
You know
ID
that
there,
shit.
bro. According to the scriptures, your identification is in the scripts, bro.
Yeah.
You can't run. And that's why the Lord put that curse upon you and say, my curse is far more worse than I can bear. If anybody find me, they gonna put me to death. And the Lord said, what? If anybody put you to death, I'm gonna put them to death. Why? Prophecy had to play out.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why we exposing your whole ass today with this scriptures, bro.
Yep.
You know?
The mystery, what is it? Read that up, what it said, it have been fulfilled. The mystery has been revealed.
Yeah.
I got the Colossians.
It says, for the mystery of iniquity that already work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Most
Yeah.
High waiting on you to completely fulfill prophecy.
Yeah.
To the point that you're about to fill your belly
Yep.
with this implant.
Yep.
And that goes to verse 8. Verse 8 is actually going to go into that point because before you fill your belly, what are the prophets going to be doing? Making it manifest. This is what he's about to do.
Yeah.
He said, fill up that belly with the implant, right?
Mhm.
Read verse 8 and then, brothers can jump to the. I'll read it. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets. And
That's
shall,
fire. As he said in Jeremiah 5:14, I'll make my words in thy mouth as fire and this people the wood.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And shall destroy with the brightness of his
Of his
coming.
coming.
You
Yep.
see? That's right.
Right.
It goes to show you that these are things that's going to be done within the physical realm, or it's really going to be done through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah.
We
You
know
know?
through the spirit now. Yep.
Just like brothers tying all these precepts, bro. Through the spirit, they're lining up everything right with this chapter going into the things which we see in the world.
Yep.
You know? What brother?
Nine.
Is that Colossians?
Colossians 1.
Yep.
This is Colossians chapter 1, verse 26. It says, even a mystery which had been here from ages, from generations.
Yep. Who the fuck is Esau?
Yeah.
God.
Nobody wants to be that guy.
Look.
1600s came around, nobody wants to be that guy.
Even Edom didn't want to be a sinner. Like, hey Lord, this shit more work than I can bear. I'm not trying to be the nigga, bro.
Even today, well, if they don't know Esau, when they read, everybody, I'll read the Bible. Yeah, the Bible talk about the wicked. Nobody want to be the wicked.
Yeah.
Nobody want to be 2/3. Nobody want to be the
Oh, they
wicked.
all dead.
Look,
Oh.
everybody read the Bible and talk about religion and salvation, but it talks about the wicked being destroyed and the evil of the wicked. Well, who finna die?
Somebody needs to
Somebody gotta be. It gotta be talking about
Somebody
somebody.
gonna fight against the Lord.
Yeah, somebody gotta fight.
In the war in heaven. Who's gonna do that? You know?
Now we ain't got the ammunition or
Yeah.
artillery to go up there and do it.
Yeah.
So that counts us out.
That's like
We don't have an Air Force.
that's like when Jonah was on the ship
Yeah.
and the waves was rolling this shit. They say, man, who the fuck is this?
Because they knew they was going off.
Yeah.
They knew they was going, oh, they cast a lot. Or it fall on you. Bring your ass.
Yeah,
over
and that's
there.
how we is now amongst the nations.
We cast it-
spread it abroad. We're like, man,
It ain't
who the
us.
fuck is the wicked? That's
Yeah,
his
that's-
ass.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
pointing them out. Like, bro, you trying to hide in the crowd? That's your ass, bro.
We ain't come out the room all red.
Is that Habakkuk? Call the lands after his name?
Daniel, that's a Daniel.
Not song. Call him the
Land after his
land
name.
after his
I thought
name.
that was in Daniel. You can get it.
Yeah. The one where he,
And then
that's something that witnessed against him that he revealed.
Is Daniel 49:11?
Which one is that? Let's say,
Psalm
no.
49.
Is it Micah 2? Micah 2. Somebody grab Micah 2 up.
Micah 2:1, come.
Yeah.
Micah 2:1, yep.
I read that.
And covered
So
fields.
like I said, Daniel, it was Psalm 49:11.
Yeah, that's
The
it.
inward thought is that the house is shot the teeth.
We read that up. Read that up. And somebody hit that.
I got it.
Finish this or
Hold that.
right,
We're gonna go right back after this. After Micah. Hit yours in Psalm 49. And then hit
Okay.
Micah real quick.
So this is Psalm 49:11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Mhm.
They call their lands after their own names.
They call their lands the lands that they've conquered.
Yep.
Not just the land that they own, but the land that they conquered. This stuff is witness against him that he is the wicked of the
Yeah.
earth. He's
Yeah.
being revealed because his name, his receipt is on that land.
On that
still.
land, yeah.
That didn't belong to you.
You
Yeah.
don't got a receipt of thievery through this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, and that's like what the scriptures tell you that they basically stripped Israel bare in Maccabees.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you that all had part in her pleasure, right? They left the clues. When it was coming, like what is called the evidence?
Context clues.
No, like on the crime scene, you left the
Evidence.
the evidence. You left the
Forensics.
forensics. Your forensics is on the scene, Esau,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You are in the database of the Lord.
Yep, database, yep.
The Lord has the database, and He's going to run the blood and see. Okay, let me see what the fuck is this fingerprint on? Esau.
Ain't no
Esau,
denying
it's you.
Ain't no denying no evidence, bro.
Yeah, it's there. 99.9% chance you are the father.
Yeah.
When you go to the book of Jeremiah, it tells you that within this book we have the evidence.
Yeah.
These scriptures unlock everything, bro.
We got the evidence. Who the fuck was conquering these lands and being the covenants? Let's go to this book over here. That's
Because
Esau.
guess what?
evidence.
If
Yeah.
they did it then, they're gonna do it
Do it
now.
now.
Yeah.
And that's what give them away. Because you know, like somebody just do some shit
Visual.
over. You be
Yeah.
like, man, you been doing that shit since we were kids. We know who broke into that
Now
house.
that shit's so
Right? So you got a neighborhood full of people, and you got a neighborhood full of people, and you got one thief in the neighborhood. Everybody know who the thief is. So if somebody breaking y'all take the shit, that was Darian ass down the street. You just know who it is automatically. So that's how it is for Esau. There's no way you can run or hide. Every time there's a wicked action that is done,
You
we
know
know it's
it's
Esau. Because these other nations stay in that lane. They're not really involved nobody. They're wicked as fuck too. But we know who's the one causing strife and trouble when they go somewhere.
What have you ever heard
Esau.
Ishmael go spray chemtrails with
Yeah. Think about it. And
Yeah.
in this place,
Yeah.
it displaces Esau's actions. When you go out to clubs, how is Moab acting?
Mm-hmm.
How is Ammon acting? How is Ishmael? How does Ishmael act? They walk around that bitch knowing they got the money, they chilling, they with their kind. What Esau doing amongst the crowd? He want to be with Jay. He trying to start fights. You know who this motherfucker is, man. This is who the Bible was talking about, man. Because of his actions. Every time he goes somewhere, he's a rider. He want to fight. He want to kill. He want to do this. He want to fuck all out. Cause problems, right?
Yep.
Esau now and today, when you just go anywhere and you just watch Esau, who fighting at the parades? Esau.
Yep.
Who in the parking lots? Esau.
Yep.
Every time you turn
Who at
around.
the game,
Yup.
you know, putting team versus team.
Yep,
in the
that's
thing.
Esau. Yep.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures tell you wherever he go, his wickedness spread.
Yep.
Right?
This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. For the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their
Power of their
hand.
And part of witchcraft,
Yep.
what they were talking about was that they practice that evil they practice is the witchcraft over the people, deceiving you to believe, even though they doing it, that it ain't them doing it.
Yep.
That's exactly what he do. Yeah, I'm tricking you, but it ain't me. It's because this is what somebody else is doing. It's them. It's them blackies over there. That's them doing this. You know? Yeah.
It says, and they covet fields. They've been doing that since the beginning.
Yeah.
They covet fields and take them by what? Violence.
Yeah.
They don't go, I'm going to sell y'all this through title company. No, they take this shit by violence.
Mm-hmm.
In houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house,
And
even a man in his
heritage.
heritage. They stole motherfucking customs, going right back to what?
Mhm.
When we go to 2 Thessalonians, you know, Job 9:24. If it's not Esau, who is it? Where is he?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they stole our heritage.
Yep.
Look at Amalek dirty ass that's in our land, bro.
Yep.
They took everything, every identity. Is it
Yep.
is it another nation that calls themselves the last samurai?
Mhm.
They call themselves the last of Mohicans. They call themselves the children of God. They're the only ones that do that.
Yep.
That's known to do that. When they show Egyptians, black ass Egyptians, right? It was supposed to be hot ass Egypt. You go over there, white ass Cleopatra and Charlton Heston looking at it.
Yep.
What?
Shit off.
You know? Come on, man, that's you. You really put witchcraft. The movies really put the images in people's minds that the first people that saw the movie, they believed that's what it was over
Just like we were talking about earlier with Moses. They put
Mhm.
all of the Egyptians motherfucking crowds.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that was Ham.
Yeah, yeah.
That was Ham, bro. You
Black
look at a
man.
movie.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers running from white folks. They and the white people running from white people too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got,
both sides of them.
Both sides,
Yeah.
bro.
All of them. They can't lose.
I got one for y'all. When you
That was the
basically
point, man.
Yeah,
when you went into where it said Read it again.
Because-
He oppressed a man in his heritage.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because what did they do? What the Lord told Jeremiah, ye yourself too shall discontinue from your heritage. Why?
Somebody's stealing.
Because
Yeah.
someone was stealing it.
There you go.
And the rulers and the things that they were doing to draw you furthermore from your heritage.
Yeah.
Right? Now this is Jeremiah 50 and 11, because they are the destroyer of the Lord's heritage, right?
Yeah.
So we know who's doing it. It says, because I'm reading 10. It says, and Chaldea, which is Esau, right, shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, said the Lord, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced when they received it, like the brother referenced in Lamentations earlier. They rejoiced when these things befell us, right? It says, ye destroyers of my heritage.
Yep.
So we know who broke up the heritage of Yahweh Shai, right? So when you talk about slavery and who done it, it's right here, right? The destroyer of his heritage. You took away everyone from the righteous way and believing in our power.
Because you really had a lot of kings that didn't further the affliction upon Israel until we got ultimately to this point.
Yeah.
You know, you had something like, hey, bro, I know y'all follow the Lord. The Lord set me up on when you go to First Ezra. He tell you, hey, bro, what the fuck you mad at me for? Your God set me up on you.
Yeah.
You know, he set me to basically instruct you, bro. Why you going to knock me off?
Yeah.
You know?
That's what it says. It says, "O ye," like he say, "O ye, Edom," or "O ye." You know what I'm saying? You know that it's a serious message. It says, "O ye, destroy." It's direct. "O ye," not them, y'all. "O ye, O ye, destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bull." So they wax rich off the backs of us, man.
Yeah.
So Lord, that's why when you keep going, the Lord talk about how your mother's going to be so confounded with thee. Great Britain is basically, you know, they're going to turn their backs and everybody going to shoot their missiles over here and things like that. But you know, the main point was that the Lord was saying, "Oh, ye destroy my heritage. I'm going to destroy you." Right? Yep.
All the things that were chronic on my nation. You know, you got
Nah.
No, this brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
You got all that spiritual power on the left hand side.
Yep, all left hand side.
You using every last bit of it. Like the anti-wax team that they got going on.
Yeah.
That's doing the door, that's on online campaigning, that's taking down pages, you know, because they're afraid. Think about it, when did they ever push this hard for anybody to take
Never, bro. That shit never happened in history.
a wax?
Even they had smallpox going on and shit. So that shit wasn't like that, bro.
You know, they didn't push it like this.
They didn't push it like this, bro.
You look, go get some fries. You don't want no fries, we gonna kill you.
Yeah.
We gonna lose your job if you don't take this.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's the extremes that they want you to take.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know?
You have Jake ain't got shit wrong with him.
You need it.
Yeah, that's why I say lying wonders.
Yeah.
Lying like motherfucker, niggas start wondering, am I really sick?
You get sick. You start coughing wrong. You little bit. Damn, bro.
What's
I don't know. I'm gonna just chill this weekend, bro. No, bro. Get the fuck out. And that's why when you go back, it say that ye be not soon shaken in wine. Keep in mind, bro. It's some
This
shit
shit's coming, yeah.
that shit coming, bro.
Hey, Project Bluebeam, what's the harp? They gonna pull off these wonders, physical wonders in the sky. People go, oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
No, that ain't them. You gotta know what you're looking for. If you don't know the details of what
They
you're
don't know the
looking
deal.
for,
Yep.
you gonna miss it. You gonna hop on the wrong train, going to the wrong place.
And that shit gonna persuade you to go off. You gonna set up with.
My parents in the world used to say, "Oh, it's gonna be a fake antichrist come out the water and he's gonna reach out his hand and say, follow me." I was like, what the fuck? What you talking
But
about?
before the truth, you was like,
Yeah. Before the truth, I was like, what? Damn, that's deep.
God.
Verse
19,
10, it says, and with all deceivableness
Yeah.
of unrighteousness in them that perish,
Hey, deceivableness meaning of unrighteousness, meaning you being deceived that unrighteousness isn't bad for you.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like it's the right thing and it's gonna be good.
Yep.
When you take that implant, you're gonna be like, man, I'm gonna be able to see the future with this thing. I'm gonna be able to be healthy, I'm gonna be strong. I'm not gonna get sick no more. They're gonna have nobody can steal my wallet. The kids can't get lost. they gonna make it look like it's the best wonderful thing ever.
Yep.
But it's you're being deceived by that because it's wrong because you've now stepped your ownership with
Yep.
another God.
Yep.
With Esau making himself into another God from the,
Yeah.
from the third verse of this chapter.
And when you look to it, it says that all with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them.
Yep, it's them.
In them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a clear cut. Let you know exactly what they gonna be trying to be doing
Yep.
in these last times. Going with the implant,
Yep.
which was first and foremost going to the thought process, the mentality. You know what? They're ultimately gonna get so far to where they try to physically control you, bro, by
Yeah.
implanting shit into you.
Yep.
Continuing on.
That's that Salakia, like it was going to the ownership corral when it goes into a stake.
Yep.
When you drop that stake in the
Pierce.
ground, you drop a stake in the ground that symbolizes
claim.
rulership and claiming your position.
Yeah.
And that's all Esau is trying to do. He's trying to make, since he think that he's the Lord, he's trying to get as many of us on his side and stamp us to say, I own them.
You can't.
You can't fuck with them, us, whoever you are. That's what Esau gonna come with. We come in peace. Do you want to make a treaty?
Yeah.
Nah, the Lord ain't making no treaty because this is mine. That's why he said, "What I'm going to come from the east to the north." I believe that's how I said it. Don't
Yeah.
He said, "Let my children go. Let my sons and daughters go." Right? Same thing he said when he sent Moses to Egypt.
Yep.
Let my people go.
And that's
Right.
why when the Lord come back, those only marks only those marks that he's gonna be looking at the same ones that spoke about in Ezekiel 9:4.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you gonna know which one's really mine. You can have all that, but guess what? I'm about to kill y'all and bring y'all back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So you can have them even, but guess what? Y'all all about to be put together. Now
Yeah.
mines that I'm coming to get is what? Those that walk with me. And
Yeah.
it speaks about Revelation
That's still
14:4.
so stiffly.
Yep, still so stiff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Esau don't think he got everybody. Nope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Continuing on, it says, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the time.
Yeah.
We good. We good. No problem.
Verse 11, it says, and
Go ahead, so read that verse one more time.
the end of verse 10, it says, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Because it said, somebody get, I can't think of the quote, Isaiah 6 and 9.
This is Isaiah. Go right back. Chapter 6 and verse 9.
Yep.
It says, and he said, go and tell this people,
Mm-hmm.
hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest
Yep.
they see.
Yep. So, make them not understand.
Yep.
They
Yep.
got caught by that deceivableness. And what was the word that what it said in Thessalonians? The last half of the line said?
Because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
It's going to say, go ahead and read it.
And hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed.
Unless they understand and
Yeah.
receive the love through the Holy Spirit,
At least they
then
see
they
their
will
eyes.
go. And they receive that gift of faith.
Yep. And that's why he said, "For ye know your calling, brethren."
Yep.
Yep.
Right?
That you've been called through the eye salve opening
Yeah.
up for you to understand
Yeah.
these things versus them. And they didn't receive that. They
Yeah.
were deceived, so they weren't able to see it. That's why sometimes we can't be mad at the 2/3, man, for not getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
You
that
know?
really comes with that understanding. Like, look,
That is not
somebody has to play that role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he said to deceive and deceive their mind.
Yeah,
You know?
I've done it.
I've done it.
If somebody
to
deceives,
see what it is.
Yeah.
the one said if a prophet had spoken something presumptuously because I deceived that prophet.
Yup.
Yep.
And
Yup.
then you
Sure.
that
Right.
believe it is because I
I
allowed
allowed
you
you to believe it. Yeah, that's a
There you
beautiful
go.
precept. Woo, that was nice.
to. You got it, right?
Verse 11, it says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe the lie.
You see?
There you go. It said the
Yeah.
same thing.
Line right up.
Read
Yeah.
that again. Read that again.
Verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe the lie.
All right, real quick for you, real quick. This is the book of Romans.
You're delusional. You're
Yep.
seeing something that's not what it really is. Right? You believe in that, oh, this when I get this MOB, it's gonna be the best thing for me, like the brothers wanted to. Delusion.
Yep.
Oh, I'm free. Like now, I'm free. I can do what I want. But as soon as motherfucker lock this down, you gonna realize that it was just a
You're
delusion.
never free. I never broke no crime, but you still on lockdown with
Yeah.
the criminals and everybody else.
This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 7.
Mhm.
It says, "What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded."
The rest was blinded. You can't see it. You received not the love of the truth, man. That you were blinded by the deceivableness of the wicked, man.
Yep.
It says, verse 8, as it is according, so like as it is written, Yahweh Shai have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day.
Where was that quoted from?
Romans 11.
No, this is the Old Testament.
Oh, and
verse.
this verse 9 in Psalms. It says, and David said, let their table be made
Yeah.
a snare
Yep.
and a trap, and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them.
There's another place too. Go to Isaiah 29. I think it's like 12.
15.
What is it?
Uh,
Isaiah 29.
Oh, I got it.
16.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 29 and 16. Surely the turning of things upside down shall be esteemed.
Higher. They wait.
See that frame that he understand. He that made me not. Shall the thing framed until him said.
Smart.
What's it for?
11.
Come.
It started 10. Yep.
Here, come. Yeah.
Yep. No, it started 9.
9.
Yep.
This is Isaiah 29 and 9. It says, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
They don't have the understanding.
Understand?
The Most High didn't give them the love of the truth. They didn't have the thawa or the mark of exemption
Yep.
from Ezekiel 9. You got it?
It says, for Yahweh Shai had poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep and had closed your eyes.
Bro, you know how hard it is to wake somebody up?
It's hard, bro.
Like, I'm talking like in flesh, like
Yeah.
sleep, like somebody that's just, he just went to sleep.
Yeah.
They sleep
It
like
just
that
hit-
forever.
They get that deep sleep.
Yeah, that deep sleep.
Try to wake that person up and get them to do a task.
Boy,
Wake up, man, fire, run for your life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They
They might not even hear you.
Yeah, sometimes they don't hear
Because
you.
I know my dog be barking at night when I'm just going to sleep. He be having a shit. I don't hear that. I wake up in the morning, I feel it. But that's just showing how strong that sleep is for them. You
Imagine
know?
this sleep from the hell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're
Spiritual
sleeping,
sleep.
spiritual sleep, you know how strong it
Wait,
is.
let's go further.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how strong it is, right? Spiritual sleep is also known as what? Death.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is valley of the dry bones.
That's
That's
what
spiritually dead.
that's what King David said. He said, "Light in my eyes, at least I sleep to sleep with death."
Yeah.
King David said that. At least I sleep to sleep with death, bro. Once you're in that comatose state of mind, bro, it's not waking up. You can't wake no spirit
Yeah,
up, bro.
that's like somebody in a coma. You can't wake it. Hey, get up, bro.
You can slap him all you want. He's not feeling it.
You
He's
gonna
not
get
hearing it.
that.
And that's how people are. You know, you go to Jeremiah 6 and 16, say what? Cry yourselves, wonder, ask ye for the old past. And they said, nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
When
can't.
walk the ring. Yeah.
I looked at myself. How did they say?
He said, I examine
I
myself.
examined myself and nah, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, go back to sleep.
No, what they
then.
said, he evaluated
He
that.
evaluated yourself.
Evaluate.
Yeah. How you gonna evaluate yourself? Well, you know what? Since you chose, okay, your sin is ever marked before the Lord. Verse 11.
Yeah.
Verse 11 says, and the vision of all this become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
You can't get it. It's sealed.
It's sealed. You
Like we
can't get
said, it was that point in time to where those words, the book was sealed, and Yahweh Shai had to come.
Yep.
And when he came, he only dispersed that
Yep.
which he had
Yep.
to a certain amount of few people.
Only those that was given from
Only
heaven
those that
above.
were given. So they read the book now, and it's like, what the fuck is this talking about?
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah.
No, he
Because
wasn't talking about the Old
learn part
Testament.
and we prophesy in part.
Yeah.
Because each had a piece to put
Yeah.
together. Now that all the pieces are compiled in the same book, the hard part of the mystery is putting the pieces together to see the big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It says,
We're gonna close in a couple minutes.
it says, and the vision of all this become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said,
Read
I
this.
cannot.
And
he
a
just
lot
still-
of scholars, the scholars be like, I didn't know that.
Call me
They
back
break this
tomorrow.
stuff down.
Yeah.
And they don't know the answer. But you've been studying this in seminary school for 15, 20 years, teaching classes.
Yep.
But we can break this down. We've been on the streets for 3, 4, 5 years. We got the full breakdown. You can't break this down.
Yeah, you ask Jay, what this mean, JB like, huh?
Yeah. Hey, you know what, man? He Jacob pull out that dirty ass flip phone. Hey, yeah, you know I'm gonna come back, man. I'm gonna.
I gotta run.
I gotta run.
I gotta go. Hey, you know, years ago, like, I ain't never heard that home. I gotta go to work.
Jake, bro. Continue on. This is verse 13. It says, wherefore, so like in verse 12.
Yeah.
It says, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
There you go. That's pretty much the point of why Jake is able to be deceived.
Yep.
They don't want to do the work that it takes to figure it out. Plus, the Lord didn't give them the spirit,
Yeah.
nor that the mind to go study these things to show thyself approved to break it down. And so they don't. As I tell my brothers at the house, man, it really just be that they don't want the responsibility that comes with knowing this thing.
Yep.
Now realizing they're gonna have to deal with it unarmed now. This is your chance to get armed against the day to come. Okay? But when that day comes and you didn't prepare yourself to get armed, you're gonna be out there trying to fight for your life with no weapons, man.
Jacob,
We don't help.
Jacob, but fucking Jacob, the battlefield with no shield, no.
Yeah, they just out there
They
t-shirts.
just out there.
Yeah, no chainmail, no armor, just with a t-shirt and some shorts. You bound to get knocked off.
Don't forget the fringe on them, motherfucker. It's the only thing
Is
to
that
say
it,
to
or
it.
was it more?
Yeah, a little more.
Okay.
Alright, it says, verse 14, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish in
What
understanding.
all you thought was smart, these scientists particularly, these pastors and scholars, their wisdom's gonna run out. It's cool when they're talking about the narrative that they want to paint, but when it comes to the truth, they don't have that final level of understanding. We coming through breaking down all them strongholds that they done set them theories, they done set it on and put the truth out there. They like, how you know? Well, you tell me, like the brother Karazazar said, I love what he says. Oh yeah, we'll make that say something else.
Yeah, make it so.
Make it say something else than what it really say. You know?
We tell Jake be coming up, okay, well, you know what? Since I always, which the Lord ain't working, you break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you tell me what.
You tell me what it means.
Supposed to,
So
yeah.
we gonna make a comparison.
Yeah, then I'm
It
asking.
sounds more true, right? Yeah.
God. It says, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid.
Mm-hmm.
Warn to them that seek deep to
Hey, they didn't ask the public. We don't know what this flying phenomenon shit is.
Yeah.
Won't y'all tell us?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we don't have. We've been telling you what it is. Y'all don't want to accept our answers
Yeah, they don't want
because that's your worst nightmare. Our answer is your worst nightmare.
They didn't identify the chairs. They didn't say all these things. They got close look up on. They still identified as what a UFO.
Yep.
You come on, bro. You know what's going on in this place. Bro.
Well, we're just gonna create a space for us, yeah, because you know what we saying is true.
Yep.
Mhm.
It says, warn to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord,
Yep.
and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, who knoweth us? No.
Going back to that is being revealed.
Yep.
Talking about, but that's individual Israelites, but
God.
more so that's Edom.
He,
His way being truly revealed, man.
his wicked spirit get pushed off upon them.
Mm-hmm.
Who gonna see us? Then like he says in Amos 9.
Yep.
Amos 9 and like 11. You know, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Yeah.
You see? The
Yep.
same thing.
We say that in Vegas. What happened to Vegas Stadium? No, the Lord saw that.
Yeah.
The Lord saw that. No.
God.
Mm-hmm. We got it back in Thessalonians, huh?
Verse
13.
12.
12. Yeah,
Verse 12 it says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but
Condemned.
have pleasure in unrighteousness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really-
you got it.
It's really showing you, like we was going into how they say the UFO phenomenon, you know, and our people. Because we telling you the truth the whole time, but it says what? They gonna be damned who have not believed the truth.
Yeah.
You coming up with your own theory in your mind that this is what this is. But guess what? The truth has been told to you.
Yep.
It's been pushed to the forefront. So now you can't ultimately have no cloak for your transgression, bro. You've been warned. When you go to Ezekiel 3 and 17 says, what, son of man, give them warning from me.
Yep.
You know? Give them warning from me. We've been giving you that warning. We've been telling you that what the so-called UFOs, which are really the chariots, they're going to come and bring forth salvation to the elect of the nation of Israel. You know?
Verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you.
That's why the apostles and them saying this. Why they saying we bound to give thanks to you? Because guess what? When you be put in your remembrance, when you're in Babylon, guess what? You're gonna look upon these scriptures and you're gonna warn us. You're gonna wake us up. You know, once you receive this truth, strengthen our brother.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he say we bound to give thanks for you.
Yeah, it said once you be converted.
What our apostles actually say, they say, hey, yeah, you woke up from our videos, but your videos spark us to go and do
Yep.
more videos.
Yep,
So
God.
it work hand in hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we both strengthening each other. As we're learning from them, they're seeing the holes in what we don't know, and they're filling them in from their experience that they do know.
Yeah.
So it keeps them active, teaching for the Lord, and it wakes us up to
Yeah.
learn and be active teaching for the Lord. All
Because
to the glory of
Yeah.
Yahweh Shah, right?
And in this verse, it shows the reincarnation.
Because
Yeah.
You know, they wrote these scriptures for us to get into these times.
Yeah.
You know, so while we basically receiving them now we got okay, Paul Hill, that's what we got to put his word. We got to
Yeah.
wake him up.
Yeah.
You know, and if he hadn't came back and woke us up already, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's just what it is.
Good morning. It is. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Continuing on, it says, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High hath from the beginning chosen you.
Now let me make a point real quick.
Yeah.
You see how he went from, he did that whole coaching, I don't know if y'all know about coaching, they do the sandwich effect. Good news, bad news, good news. You
Yeah.
start with some good news to get their attention, then you throw in bad news, what the hell they need to do and work on, and then you finish up with a positive also.
Yeah.
The same thing Paul used in here, because he knew he was coaching these other camps out there, particularly the Thessaloniki. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it right.
It says, from the beginning, Salaki. Continuing on, it says, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of
It said that his elect gonna get salvation. I've chosen you for salvation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You said it straightforward right there, right?
Yeah.
Through what the sanctification of what the
of the
spirit.
Spirit.
So
and
the
the
spirit is going to
truth.
decipher who.
Cleansing of the spirit. Yeah.
Right. And the spirit is also going to be upon certain brothers. They're going to be separate from the world. They're going to have guidelines and ways that they conduct themselves out and be governed. And guess what? The world don't hate them for that. But guess what? Those same men that's hated, amongst them they have the elect, and they're going to be the ones to be delivered.
Yeah.
You got it.
Sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. Verse 14. Whereunto he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of our Lord Yahweh Mashiach.
You see, like when you go to 2 Peter 3, it says, well, that same word is kept in store.
Mhm.
Boy, I said our gospel. You know, that
That's
same
what
word is
woke you
kept in
up.
store. That's what woke you up. Yep.
Yeah.
Verse 15. Therefore, brethren, stand fast
Yeah.
and hold the traditions which ye have been
Been
taught,
taught.
whether by word or our epistles.
So either by word of mouth you heard
Yeah.
that you're an Israelite from somebody,
Yeah.
or by what you have read through the epistles.
Particularly when Paul was actually going to these
When he was
places
actually going there, yeah.
before he went back and rewrote these letters about what
Yeah.
he heard coming back.
Yep, because he woke up Timothy by him actually preaching. Timothy was on the pass by, and he was actually out, not knowing that
That was a man who
that was a man of the Lord. You know,
That's why
so
they
by
say he went
word,
after that.
yeah,
Yep.
Verse 16 says, now our Lord Yahweh Mashiach himself and the Most High, even our Father, which have loved us and have given us everlasting consolation.
yeah. Through Yahushua, everlasting salvation is what consolation is.
And good hope through grace.
Through grace, how we got
Grace, how we
grace?
saved.
Through Yahushua,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Verse 17, comfort your hearts and establish you in every good work and word.
In every good work and work.
Every good word and word.
Okay,
So
so
you
I-
get the
okay,
word
okay,
first.
okay.
You get the word first,
Yep.
and then your actions and your work is displayed.
And Habakkuk too.
Yep.
He that read it may run.
Yep.
You know,
And
once
that's
you
why
hear, you're gonna constantly be on the run and
Yep.
be warning everybody, bro.
He
Let
said
them know what's
comfort.
going on.
He said, comfort your thoughts. Don't be of a troubled mind.
So think
Establish you
Yep.
foundation again.
Right.
Yep.
You know.
constantly meditate upon the Lord's ways. That's how you comfort yourself.
Yep.
You know, I said, when I'm gonna send for you, what I'm gonna send forth unto you, my comforter. You
Yep.
know, which shall comfort you. This comfort helps us when we are at the low and most detrimental
Yeah.
times of our
And
lives.
it's called the comforter. Why? Because who would comfort above all? Yahweh Shai.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He was comforted.
Did he bring comfort? I'll just say it, 'cause I don't want to throw a trick question. It says I can't word it where it's not a trick question. So basically, Yahweh Shai is that comforter because he went through the things
He
that
went
we
through it.
fear to go through,
Yep.
and telling us the whole time not to worry about those
Yep.
things, not even death.
Yep.
No matter all the bad shit coming,
Yeah.
but he gonna see us through it through the same miracles
Yep.
that the Most High delivered him with. Him, whether he died and came back, some of us gonna have to die and come back.
Yep.
But even more still, some of us not even gonna see that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's heaven. You look at it, what's not your house shot spirit dispersed among his elect.
Yep.
So like brother Push, I remember brothers going to your brothers like, hey bro, and the Lord was basically enabled with overcoming, you know, death, all these different attributes which your house shot overcame. That was dispersed upon the elect. And why he say in Joshua what? Be not be ye of a good courage, man.
Yeah.
I'm with you whithersoever I go. So as long as we keep that precept or that scripture meditate within our mind, we good.
Yep. Knowing that he gave us all things, he told us that you were appointed to salvation. Your consolation is within Yahweh Shai that came and did everything for you. He died and conquered the flesh. He overcame it.
So he's gonna have the same works within you.
He's gonna do the same work within you because he is in you and we are one. You have my word. What the Lord said, what old our Father, let them be as one as we are one. How are they one? Because he's walking in the image of the Father. He holds the word, he holds the treasures of the Lord. And the Lord said, what? I have entrusted you with this gospel. So he gave us everything that the Father gave him, and that's what made us one.
That's right.
Right. That's why we got the word. The riches put in what these earthen vessels.
Yep.
You know, the same thing has been ultimately embedded in us. You know, so that, God willing, man, this is edifying to the elect. When you are praising, honor, and glory.
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
I want to ask the elders and apostles and great millstones of Salaki. Elders and apostles of great millstones of will, and much peace, safety, and blessings to the hopefully elect throughout the four winds, pushing truth and sincerity and diligence. Till next time, shalom.
Shalom.